And welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're now in a few minutes away from kickoff as it's Spurs against West Ham United back after the international breaks. And as you know, the lineups are out. The West Ham team is on the bottom of your screen right now, but no surprises. Unchanged from the side that beat Ipswich a couple of weeks ago, which means no Edson Alvarez. However, Lopetegui did give a little bit of context in his pre-match press conference ahead of this game, saying that he'd only just got back. He was the one player that was late back from international duty. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Not bad at all, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Interesting with the early kickoff. It has to be said. This one actually, it's always I'm not quite used to it. So we either get to enjoy our weekend or show dissatisfaction for the whole duration of it. So it is an odd one, the early kickoff, because the teams start coming out before even lunchtime, don't they? So we've not even got to lunchtime yet, and still technically the morning. So you don't get all the butterflies and the build up of excitement that you maybe get with a 3 p.m. kickoff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it and surprised by. I guess I am a little bit surprised by a couple of the things in the team actually.
Are you? What are you surprised by?
Paqueta, I think initially, Paqueta and Rodriguez would be the two that I would. Yeah. I think Rodriguez. I think there's an element of that you're asking for a little bit of trouble, and possibly the same could be applied to Paqueta, but for different reasons. How I will be if Paqueta plays well today. I honestly, I will give him all the credit in the world, because I can't imagine how you would even begin to focus on a game of football, given the amount of distractions that have been going on the past 2 weeks, whatever you want to call it. I think you made a really good point in the preview, whatever it was, when you spoke about Brazil being the comfort blanket for him, and that's sort of been taken away now. It's very much I think the tone in which the Brazil national manager had been speaking about Paqueta's changed. When he first came in, he was pretty much saying, I don't understand why Paqueta's been kicked out of the squad. He's so important for Brazil. We're going to look after him. And, you very much felt with his comments over the last few days on international duty that he was, Paqueta was silly. And he says he's gone from hero to zero. And I will be amazed if he can manage to put everything behind him and turn on the fireworks today. Then fair play. But I am a little bit surprised to see him in there, and surprised to see Rodriguez in there, obviously for different reasons.
The one thing I will say about Paqueta starting is that this game potentially suits him in the way that he plays. He likes his ball over the top. We know that. He loves trying that sort of lofted through ball, and he was trying to get against Ipswich. It was difficult to make it work with the way that Ipswich played and we played, and quite often we found ourselves easily getting up to and around Ipswich's 18-yarder. But with the way that Spurs play with their high line, I think actually that Paqueta pass might be on today. And whilst I think his best performances in the West Ham shirt have come from when he's played out on the left-hand side, today he'll probably be playing centrally. Yep. I still see it as a 4-3-3 that we're playing under Lopetegui rather than a 4-2-3-1. But regardless, I expect to see Paqueta central. He's going to have Kudus on the left, Bowen on the right, and Antonio up front. He can pick his pass, really. I just hope that Antonio stays away from Mickey van der Ven. Just stay away from him. There's no point trying to... The guy is the fastest player in the Premier League. It's stupid. Just go up against Romero, get Kudus and Antonio over on that side of the pitch. Paqueta's got left-footed. He'd prefer to go to the right-hand side, but if anything, that puts Bowen one-on-one with Doggy over there as well. So I'm looking forward to some Paqueta passes if Paqueta turns up, and I think that's the big question, really, and the bit of the sticky one. We're going to turn to the live chat just for a few minutes. Keep getting your comments in. Adrian says, I would have found issues with any team that was picked today, so I'm not going to get annoyed by it. Hoping rather than expecting. Paul said it's always the same predictable lineup. Julen de Moyes. Wolf is saying that Antonio's just got back from Jamaica. We did give a little bit of context in the preview. Someone didn't watch the preview. Pay attention, Wolf. Antonio played on Tuesday morning at like 2 a.m. rather than Wednesday at 3 a.m. like the previous one. So he did have an extra day in training compared to the last international break. Steve says it's good to see so much optimism. He reckons he's going to cop a bit of a backlash from we're going to get a backlash from Spurs because of their game against Brighton just before the international break. They were 2-0 up at half-time and lost 3-2. Zanussi thinks Antonio's going to get subbed off at half-time. Jeff said, I know you don't change a winning team, but Alvarez should be playing. Can see him kicking off if not played soon. David thinks Rodriguez is going to get slaughtered today because he's too slow. Leon says we need to get behind Paqueta, show him some love. He's clearly going through the mixer with that monkey on his back, whereas Chris thinks we're going to get a bit of a thrashing. Barry says playing Soucek and Rodriguez with Alvarez on the bench doesn't make sense when Alvarez is our beast in midfield. Sean is missing Alvarez, but thinks the interface here at Hamish Chat is looking good. We aim to please. What do you make about the Alvarez on the bench? Do you think it makes sense, or do you think he's maybe taking a little bit of a risk there? Are you disappointed to not see him start?
Yeah, I'd sort of agreed with the sentiment on the previous game that perhaps he was being punished for his disciplinary lack of discipline. Let's put it that way. And okay, fair enough. And we won the game, but I do think there's a big difference between Ipswich Town and Tottenham, but particularly one's home and one's away as well. So I thought when he entered the field to play as a substitute, he had a point to prove, Alvarez, and I thought he looked like a bit of a man possessed, really. I find it hard to really make a case why you wouldn't, unless he's absolutely exhausted. Let's just put that out there. Might be exhausted after the international break, but I can't see it. I don't think so. And I'm more concerned that Lopetegui might prefer Rodriguez to Alvarez in that position. So this can't be like a 2-game punishment, can it? So I think it's hard to use that excuse in this one. And it was weird because he really was sort of a huge amount of unequivocal praise when Lopetegui first joined. He singled Alvarez out to such an extent. I thought, I wonder if he'll make him captain. It was high praise indeed for him. I think he's a really important player for us. And, well, West Ham, look, I say West Ham don't have to win. I think Ange Postecoglou has to win. West Ham, a draw is still a good result for us in this game, and certainly keeps the Wolves away from the door as far as Lopetegui's job's concerned. But Rodriguez got to work out in this game. I'd say that much. And if it doesn't, then he's gonna have questions to answer, and he doesn't need that at the moment. He's already has to answer enough questions about his lineups, about signings and his own job security, without having to answer questions about the fact that he's selected somebody who's perceived to be a slow player because he is a bloody slow player. It's not just perception. Yeah, I'd have Alvarez in there certainly.
I think it'll be telling the Man U game. I'm not looking too much into it. I think we got a clue in his press conference when Lopetegui spoke about how late Alvarez returned. And I still remember Burnley away last season, and I remember it well because I was at the game. You tend to remember those ones more than the ones you weren't. And it was after an international break, and Moyes made a point that Alvarez was too tired to play, but basically begged him to play 1 hour, and it was agreed he was going to play 60 minutes, and that was it. He was coming off no matter what. Now, it became a sub that made sense because we were losing at that point, so it was easier to take the defensive midfielder off. But even 12 months ago, it was a bit of an issue, Alvarez's late return from an international break. I'm not reading anything into it. I would prefer Alvarez to start because I've got concerns over Rodriguez's lack of pace today against what will be a quick passing and quick playing Spurs team, but we've got a good player on the bench. And speaking of the bench for West Ham, it's maybe a little bit of a case of who isn't on the bench rather than who is. But on the bench for the Hammers is Lucas Fabianski. Aaron Creswell is on there, as well as Konstantinos Mavropanos from Vladimir Sufal. Carlos Soler is on the bench alongside Somerville and Edson Alvarez. Guilherme is on the bench with Danny Ings. So no Niklas Füllkrug and no Andy Irving. So the Iron Brew Iniesta is absent this afternoon for West Ham United. So that's the bench for West Ham. I'm just going to see if we've got our teams ready on the board. Not just yet. They'll be available soon for us, and then we'll get the graphic up as well. But the West Ham team scrolling along the bottom. You're going to have to listen carefully for the Tottenham team because I'm going to read it out just now. In goal for Spurs is Vicario with Pedro Porro right back, Romero and Van der Ven at centre back with Udogie at left back. Bissouma partners James Maddison in midfield in one of two changes from the side that got beat by Brighton. Kulusevski will continue in the number 10 role with Brennan Johnson on the right. Dominic Solanke is striker with their skipper back from injury as Son places Timo Werner and will be on the left wing. That's the Tottenham team. What is your thoughts?
Yes, just a good team, isn't it, Gio? There's no doubt about it. I think You highlighted, maybe James Maddison in midfield and playing a little bit deeper. I don't think that's the toughest of midfields. I think centrally. So, quite possibly, again, an opportunity maybe missed to play Alvarez over there. But if he's tired, he's tired. I think we can still. There's still a situation where, look, Soucek is extremely physical. Rodriguez is physical, which is not fast. And Paqueta he's not put the boot in as much as he used to, but he's certainly capable of doing it and capable of picking up the cards himself. Maybe that's one for the bet there. But they've got an excellent team. I think, a fullback, wing back, whatever they're. I'm not even sure you could claim what Tottenham positions play either of those, but whatever hybrid sort of concoction Ange Postecoglou has created for his wide defenders and wherever you think they play, they're going to be a threat. There's no doubt about that at all. And I mean, Emerson's going to have a tricky one today. I think that's going to be. I know we've perhaps this season been attacked more down the other side, but I would not be at all surprised to see that is an area of attack for them today. So I'm a little bit concerned about that area of the pitch, certainly.
Yeah, a really good team. I say no surprises in my prediction. I got 10 out of 11. I've got. Do you know what my percentage is so far for the season? Stephen's been tracking my opposition prediction.
He loves the stat, Stephen.
He does.
He loves the stat.
At the start of the season, he said, "I'm going to track your predictions, and you better get 90%." What do you think I'm at so far for the season?
I think you're on 94.3%.
No, because you need 10 out of 11 right every week for that. So it's 89.6% I'm on. So I need a full house to get over that 90. So I got 10 out of 11 right today. The one I got wrong was I thought Bentancur would start in, not Bissouma. But my point is, if I can work it out, Lopetegui can work it out. Just like if we can work out what Lopetegui's going to do, Ange Postecoglou can work out what Lopetegui's going to do. There's no surprises here for either team.
Yeah.
We should be prepared for this. We know what some of Spurs' weaknesses are, and I'll say it again. If I don't see us come... We've been crap at set pieces under Lopetegui. We've been rubbish. And at the end of Moyes' reign, we weren't that great at them either, so much so that you were questioning, were we ever really good, or was it just that we had Craig Dawson in the box, we had a decent delivery, and we had a decent player in the box, and then it switched over, and we had James Ward-Prowse putting in some decent deliveries, then we had the likes of Kurt Zouma in the box. Was it just good deliveries rather than good planning? But this season, we've sort of lost the deliveries from Ward-Prowse, although his corners were pretty average at times. We don't really have the same threat with Kilman and Mavropanos as we did previous seasons. So I feel like we've been a little bit poor for set pieces this season. Well, we're coming up against a side who's well known for being poor at set pieces, a keeper that he panics. As soon as you get a corner, the camera goes in on him every time because they know this guy's entertainment. And you can see him. You can see he's visibly stressed out as soon as they can see the corner. I will be pissed off if I don't see something from West Ham today which shows we've been working on corners and free kicks because we know that keeper ain't good at them, so we're going to capitalise on this. There's no excuses to not be prepared for this Spurs team today. A very good Spurs team, threats all across the pitch, defensively, good players, not good defensively, they concede a lot of goals, but good players. A weakish midfield, like you said, physically. We should be okay in there, but they've got a bit of pace up front and creativity up front as well. So we're in for a tough game. I'll fly through the Spurs bench. Forster is on there as well as Dragosun. Archie Gray's on the bench with Bentancur. Sarr's on the bench with Bergvall, who was a doubt for this game. Mickey Moore, who's flying at the minute he did really well for the England youth team. A lot of hype around him. Big expectations on Moore at Spurs. He's on the bench alongside Timo Werner, and Richarlison is also back. And we've got some good news elsewhere. It's currently West Ham United under 18s 3, Tottenham under 18s 1. So the under 18s are beating Spurs at the minute as well. Anyway, that's the teams. Let's take a little look at one or two of comments, then we'll get a little bet. So Gonzo, while I'm doing this, have a little think as to what you would like in the bet. John says a total lack of pace in our midfield is a concern. Brooks would rather see Solar over Lucas Paqueta. Andy wants to see the ball over the top today. I completely agree with that one. Cole says no surprises. This is probably our best 11. Just Solar may get in over Paqueta if he doesn't improve. Brian says, we will know in the first 5 minutes what we're going to get from Antonio today. I pray he is up for it. Ben's questioning Alvarez, saying, is he being punished for poor form? Big mistake to play Rodriguez over Alvarez. No pace in midfield. Shadow saying, why is Paqueta and Soucek playing? Both should be dropped. Shadow's also saying, why is Antonio even starting? Mike saying, if we don't stop their speed through the midfield transition, we are going to get battered. Sat says Alvarez got back late, so maybe we'll play half a game. Jeff says, I hope I'm wrong, but don't think the international break has done us any favours here. And just want to say thank you to Sir Daddy for the $2 super chat. Says Lopetegui clearly doesn't trust Edson Alvarez. And Moose says, thank you for your two, whatever currency that is, your super chat. Thank you very much. Says Soucek is playing like Tommy. Do you have any thoughts? I'll let you take that one, Gonzo.
Yeah, I mean, a few comments ago, somebody obviously mentioned that Soucek shouldn't be starting. I think he should. I think he's been one of our better players this season. And I think all you've got to have to do with Soucek is strip away whether he is the type of player you want to see. Is he silky? Is he Pirlo? No, he's not that. But in many respects, I think he's back to his best. I think he might get double figures this season, actually. And it's been a little while since he's done that. I think he almost has to be in the team. I think he's a threat. In fact, I'm going to put him in the bet to score a goal today. And if West Ham have a problem in midfield, I don't necessarily think that he is it. I don't think it's just, there were some times when he didn't play well under Moyes where I felt that he got into the team on reputation or because he was a Moyes favourite. Thomas Soucek is in the team on form at the moment. I'm quite sure about that. I think he's been one of our better players. And is it the midfield ideally we'd have liked going into the season? No, probably not. But I still would have, given a free choice, I still wouldn't have I'd have taken Rodriguez out, put Alvarez in there, but I'd still have played Soucek. I think he can be effective in both boxes. And we have other players. In fact, we've got a couple of centre-backs who can dribble into midfield and do that. We've got other players who can play long passes. Funny enough, centre-backs as well. And I think we've got someone else in the team who can play the sort of creative, sneaky chipped pass or whatever. So, I'm actually one of the players I'm looking forward to seeing today, Soucek.
Simon says Arsenal, Villa and other teams clearly have a number of set-piece moves, whereas all we seem to do is knock it in and hope. Liam says, I think Soucek could be vital today, especially with Spurs awful defending at corners. Feel like we should play for as many of them as possible. Steve says, should have been Alvarez in for Rodriguez, Soler in for Soucek, Somerville on the left, Kudus up top. It's 2024 and it's embarrassing to still have Antonio playing up front. John says, let's hope some of the recent underperformers raise their game today. Sai reckons we're going to see Soucek brace while Ryan says Soucek has earned the right to start and he fancies him to score as well. Jeff says Antonio always turns up for this game. Beast mode will be activated. Thank you very much. Keep your comments coming in. We're going to put the bet together in just a second, but a little bit of admin first of all. If you're watching, thank you very much for joining us. Please do subscribe to the Hammers Chat YouTube channel. We have everything you want for a match day as a West Ham fan, and also drop a like on the video as well by clicking thumbs up. Both things are free and takes about 2 seconds and helps out the channel. So if someone comes onto YouTube, types in Spurs West Ham, this could be the #1 recommended channel. Bit difficult up against some big Tottenham channels today, but we'll do our best. We'll see what we can do. I just want to point in direction of this video sponsor, Match Bingo. Bingo is combining the traditional game with football and this game in particular. Now, if you've yet to download Match Bingo, you can do using the link in the description below. And if you deposit £10, you will get £10 free credit, giving you 20 quid in your account. And you only need £6 to take advantage of today's promotion on this game. You can buy 3 cards and get 2 for free. So 5 for the price of 3. You'll need 15 things to occur in the game, but you don't necessarily need to get them all in order to win some money. The first person to get first line will win some money. First person to get a second line will win some money. And first person to get a full house will also win some money. £100 from our £2 Play Plus. There's a bonus pot as well. If you're already signed up to Match Bingo, thank you very much for getting involved with them. It is a gambling app, 18 plus and over, and only available in the UK. Somebody had made a question about the mid-roll ads during the watch along. Apologies, we need them on because this video, you'll be surprised at how little money this video earns over the course of the day. It's not very much. And what you see on your screen right now, not just me and Gonzo, we cost a little bit of money, but the stuff around myself and Gonzo costs a lot of money. Match Bingo's helping fund that. This is our job, so we need to earn some money in order to do it. If you're watching and you fancy getting rid of the mid-roll adverts, the more people that join Patreon, the more videos the less adverts will be in videos. And if you're the director of a massive company, you want to sponsor more videos, that'll help us remove the adverts on the live streams. But anyway, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. We've always been transparent with why we have adverts and stuff. It's when people say, oh, what's the point of this video? It's a bit of a pointless video. We say, well, yeah, it's our job. We didn't say it.
We have to turn up for work every day, Gia.
Yeah, we've never hid from the fact that we have to do stuff to make money on YouTube. It's something we've never done. Other channels say, oh, we don't do this to make money, but then they have adverts on. We have adverts on. They say, well, we do this because we need to make money. It's our job.
Yeah. We need sponsorship. We need adverts. We need Patreon to pay our bills. Yeah,
especially with no European football. That's stung us a little bit on Hamish Chat this season. Anyway, right then, we are gonna put a little bet together, and if that bet wins, we're gonna give one of you guys the money. Hopefully, you'll use the money to sponsor the video.
Give it back. We'll give you the money. Give it back to us. Yeah.
But we'll put your name up on lights in the review or something like that.
You'll feel special.
What are you fancying for the bet, Gonzo?
I'm fancying Thomas Soucek to score. I fancy maybe even Paqueta will get a card, but I don't want to hog the bet. Take West Ham win. Take any of those three or all of them if you want.
I'm happy to take them all, to be honest with you. I feel like a win. I do. I always fancy us against Spurs. We've got a good record against them. I think Moyes picked up more points than he lost when he was here. I appreciate he's not here anymore, but we've done all right against them in recent times. That'll do. That three things will happen. £200. If this bet wins, someone will win £200 cash. Thomas Soucek to score a goal, Lucas Paqueta to get a booking, and West Ham to win the game. Simple as that. Those three things happen. One of you win £200 cash. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, and in the live chat, please enter the following phrase.
Solar power. That's a play on solar power, just in case you didn't know.
And there you go, solar power. Get it into the live chat. We'll get up on the screen when somebody pops it in, and that's all you have to do. Funny enough, Jay recommended a bet, said Antonio Soucek scored Paqueta yellow card. Well, you got 2/3 of your bet there, Jay. Solar power, I'm waiting for the live chat. It's just a little bit slower because of the new system, but once someone pops it in, we will...
Oh, you've got it. It's there.
There you go, Malk. Thank you very much, Malcolm. There you go. That's it up on the screen. And let me just check that the teams are available. Not quite yet. They'll be along soon. Happy days. Anyway, Gonzo, you've seen the teams. How you feeling?
Yeah, okay. I think it's too early in his reign to say in Lopetegui we trust. I don't think I do. That's not the same sort of strapline, is it? In Lopetegui we are suspicious. So, but I like to think he knows what he's doing, hopefully. So I'm going to concentrate. We've already spoken about what I'm unhappy about with the team. Let's concentrate on what I do like.
That's quick.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing Todibo play in that combination with Kilman. They're going to be heavily involved today. They're going to be tested. But I'm looking forward to it. I also think that they can have some sort of input in terms of our attack as well. Particularly with the way that Tottenham play. Maybe the onus is on them to launch a counter-attack. I think Areola's going to have to be pretty quick with his distribution today. Looking forward to seeing a little bit more of Obi-Wan-Bissaka. Not so much Emerson. Not that Emerson's done anything wrong. I just feel that that's going to be a tough watch, actually, and a competitive area of the pitch. Let's put it that way. And look, Bowen, Kudus seemed to have his had a little bit of stardust returning to his game, I think, in the game against Ipswich. I know it's only Ipswich, etc., but it was good to see. So hopefully if we can see back-to-back decent performances on that left, I think that's going to be very interesting again. And, let's not discount the impact and the effectiveness of Jarrod Bowen. And now it is going to be a little bit tough for him today, because I do believe he's going to have a couple of tough opponents, even if he gets past one. He's going to have to face, as you already mentioned Van der Ven earlier, didn't you? He's going to play at left centre back. So it's going to be It's going to be tough, but he's more than capable of getting a goal. And I would love, almost more than anything, if I could have one look, apart from West Ham getting a win, if I could have one wish today, it would be that Lucas Paqueta gets man of the match. I think that would be a wonderful thing. And somebody said earlier on in the chat that, get behind Paqueta, show him the love. I would suggest that it was only West Ham that's doing that at the moment. Actually, it's West Ham fans. I don't think. I think he is getting it. He's already receiving it. I don't think he's getting any hatred or any nastiness from West Ham. And I think I'd certainly love to see a really big performance from him, a goal. That would be great. That would be great. Paqueta man of the match and a win would be fantastic today.
Jeff Gonzo can't see the live chat, but Jeff says, if we win today, Lopetegui will have won the fans over.
I agree. I've got it. I managed to multitask and bring it up whilst you were talking earlier, Gio.
Hey, so are you on the lineup builder page? Are you in the?
I am on. The builder, the Hammers Chat stream builder. Yeah,
that's good. That's all right. Oh, there you go. We've got the teams ready now. We've got the graphics ready. So let me just pop the West Ham one up. There you go. We want to look at the West Ham one. There's a West Ham graphic on the screen for you right now with the Hammers
national flags on there, which I like on the shirts. Which is
good. They're doing good work. They've got big plans for stuff. This is, I mean, I like it already, but they've got more plans and they've added a new feature which you're going to see today, which is it's going to mean nothing to you lot at home, right? You're going to think this is not a big deal, but they've changed the clock. So in the previous ones, the clock started when the game started, regardless of how we were watching it. That it didn't matter. The game go. But we can sync the clock to how we're watching it. Because I've got Sky Glass. I'm not allowed a satellite dish on my house. So I can't have Sky TV via satellite. I've got it through broadband. So I've got a bit of a lag. So if I was doing a watch along, I would need that 15-20 second delay. So I can set the clock with that delay. So when people are watching, they'll be able to know exactly when Nick and Mark are where they're at in their game as well. So it's just a small thing, but it's a big thing. Anyway, Gonzo. I am buzzing for today's game. I love playing Tottenham and I love beating Tottenham. I do. Yeah. I absolutely love it. Like, we win today, I'm going to be happy for the rest of the day. I'm going to be happy tomorrow. Work is just more enjoyable on Monday and Tuesday. I've got a couple of important calls to do in terms of background stuff at Hammers. I'll be a lot cheery. I will be.
Very high pitched. You'll be high pitched.
I'll be high. Yeah. I'd be high pitched. I'll be good. I'll be flirting everything. I'll be good. I'll be in a good mood. Try and get a bit of discount on the merch, you know.
Yeah.
But you've got to do things like that. But I will be in a good mood. Listen, when it comes to the Premier League games, the league matches, unless there's something serious at stake, qualify for European football, avoiding relegation, it's different. But at the minute, when you're in this no man's land where you're in the middle of the table, it feels like you're not going to be in danger of relegation. You might get a European race, but you're going to need some good fixtures. You want to see good performances. You want to see enjoyable football. That's what you want in return, I feel. But when it comes, I've got two mentalities. That's my league mentality. My cup mentality is just win. I don't care how. Just win. Get your name in the next round. Just win. It could be 1-0, one shot on target. I don't care. I always say this. When you look back at the teams that won the cup, I've never, ever heard someone say, yeah, they might have won the FA Cup in 2017, but they didn't play very good football in the semi-final, did they? It's not a thing. You only remember, you don't even remember the runner-up. You just remember who won it. How you got there, how you played, who cares? Tottenham is like a cup game to me. I don't care who scores. Nothing. We could be crap today. Yeah. And listen, don't get me wrong. I'll do my video tomorrow, Monday, say, listen, I think we're a little bit crap, but we won. And that feeling will override that feeling of I didn't really enjoy the football today. If we go away to Nottingham Forest and football's crap and we draw 1-1, that result ain't going to override it. I'm going to say, yeah, it was a good point, but I didn't really enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Spurs today, I really want to win it.
Well, two things. First of all, what Jeff said earlier on was absolutely right. This is a real opportunity for Lopetegui. He can really write himself into Hammers folklore here. We've all been watching the clips over the last few days of Ravel Morrison scoring and matches against Tottenham of days gone by. This is it. I think you win this, so you then get back-to-back wins. You've beaten Tottenham. I think there's a spring in the step of everybody. I really do, and I think you then start looking forward to it. Can I just say now? I don't think I've mentioned it on the video yet. The odds on it's been ridiculous. The odds on Manchester United getting rid of Ten Hag just before we play them and someone brilliant coming in would be so West Ham, be unbelievable. But let's say that doesn't happen. If we were to beat Tottenham, we would go and face Man United as they are now with a real spring in our step. So I think that's really, really something to look forward to, actually. So, yeah, big game for him. I totally agree with what Jeff said there. And by the way, you said about merch. I've got to say, I've got to put a little teaser out here. We got some top quality merch coming up. Some, I won't say too much.
The jumpers are on the website.
I didn't want to say, oh, right, okay. Well, I didn't want to.
The other item isn't.
Right, yeah, I didn't want to say the other item. Well, because basically people copy our merch. So we got some really, really nice stuff coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. I could have done one today. I'm a bit chilly in here, to be honest with you. I don't know where. It was sunny for 2 days, and now it's not.
Some people have pre-ordered the new jumper already, so there's a good chance when they come in, certain sizes might be sold out already, which is good. But listen, I've extended the sale till tonight as well. We had a little bit of a sale. We've extended it till tonight because. To try and get more orders and get more money, quite frankly, it's nothing.
We're all about the money.
There's no other reason other than to try and squeeze a few more sales out today. That's the only reason we've extended the sale till I don't know about 10 o'clock tonight. So hammerschatstore.com. Have a look around. We've added signed memorabilia to the website as well. There's signed Di Canio shirts, signed Di Canio captain's armband. This shirt is reduced, not this literal one, but this style of shirt has been reduced. There's Di Canio prints, there's mugs, there's books. Go have a little look. There might be something you fancy. Julen Dick signed prints have got 10% off at the minute as well. Christmas coming up, so go have a little gander, see what you think. But also, last bit of admin, fan cams. We want your fan cams today. If you've watched the game and you think there's something I really want to discuss, tell us. Get your phone out. Landscape mode. It has to be landscape mode. It's better for the video. Just record your video. Blah, 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 blah. Send it to us via WeTransfer to hammerschatpatron@gmail.com. There is a link in the description below that has all the information. Send us your thoughts. We'll put up on this channel or the forum channel ASAP today and tomorrow. Just give us your thoughts. And the best thing is we're going to reward you. The more videos you send in, the quicker you get the rewards and the better rewards you get as well. Anyway, right then, let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. Paul says we're too slow in the middle with that, so as much as I want to be proven wrong and want to win, he can't see it. Scott says Spurs does mean more to him. He loves to hate them. Sai says we need to keep Brennan Johnson quiet to stand a chance. Kerry said I'm going to go for 2-2, but realistically I think we'll lose a 3-1. Paul's enjoying the new interface. Thank you very much. Simmons says, is Moyes still in charge? Naive team selection. 2 weeks on the training pitch to select the same team against Ipswich, hoping for the same result. The one thing I will say in his defence is that half the players weren't on the training pitch. I know there's an international break. I know he's got 2 weeks on the training ground, but Kudus ain't there, Paqueta ain't there, Antonio ain't there, Alvarez is gone, Soucek is gone.
What about Emerson?
He's not in the Italian team.
No,
so he's had his four back. He's had his back four.
Yeah, exactly. Which is great. That is a positive, and I would expect to see an improvement because of it.
Yeah. Wayne says this game feels like it'll either be a convincing win or a total collapse. Can't see it being anything in between, which ends up being down to attitude.
I sort of agree with Wayne there. Yeah, it's hard to think it's going to be a tight encounter. Yeah, I sort of agree. I can very much see us winning it and winning it handsomely, or us conceding an early goal and it getting embarrassing. It's terrible. It's terrible to go into a game with both things being sort of open like that.
Wayne said he'd rather lose than have me flirt with him. It's all right, Wayne. If you're not our suppliers, you don't have to worry about it. It's fine. But to be fair,
wait, you weren't getting a call, Wayne. To be honest with you,
I was in the doghouse, which this is a bit nakedy, but as in our pitch and see, he's not a way to strip off. But We do you know how you always have, I don't know, you have like crap TV that you just put on at bedtime or something?
Yes,
Do you know what I mean? Right.
I totally do. Yeah, I did it last night. But yeah,
what's your crap TV at the minute? What's your?
well, it was Brian Cox, because he sends me to sleep. It's not that what he's talking about isn't interesting. The universe, the cosmos, very, very interesting. But just that guy talking sends me to sleep. So, and they've got this new thing on BBC iPlayer. I think it's just called Solar System or something like that. Honestly, 5 minutes. And the funny thing is, Gio, because we've discussed this before, I've downloaded those apps that they're intended to make you sleep. And I put the app on, and there's someone's voice that's saying you feel yourself drifting off deeper and deeper and sleep. You can feel yourself sinking into your mattress as you drift off to sleep. Start speaking like that. It annoys me. It doesn't make me fall asleep. Brian Cox, I'm gone. Yeah, what's yours anyway? What crap TV are you talking about?
We're watching First Dates at the minute. So there was this bloke in it, right? They're sitting on the sofa after the meal, right? And he sat there, and she's basically saying to him, "Go on then, like flirt with me." She's encouraging him to flirt.
All right.
So he's this side over, and he goes, "Do you know the distance between there and there is the same?" And he reaches round. So he reaches round and goes, "It's the same as the distance from here to here." And he's got his arm around her, and she's like, "Hey!" So anyway, she makes a mistake. She goes, "Oh, did you have a chat up line?" I said, years ago I had a chat up line. And she went, "Did you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But this is a long time ago. This is old school when you used to meet women in a bar, not like via dating apps." She said, "Well, what was it?" I said, "Well,
I want to know. We all want to know."
Well, I said, "Well, it was more of a move." And she went, "Okay, come on then. What you got?" So I've got my phone out. I don't know why I'm showing you this bit. So went into my contacts. Right, so you've got to set it up. If you're ever out in the pool, try it, right? It worked a few times, embarrassingly. So anyway, I go up to the girl. I go up to the girl. I said, "Can I get your number, please? I've already got your name in the first 2 digits. Can you give me the other 9? So in it's beautiful with 07 already typed out. So then I just give her my phone. And the amount of women, I go, "Yeah, okay," and they laugh and they give me my number. Sorted. So of course that didn't go down. "Oh, how many did you get doing that?"
No, you can't say that. That is a schoolboy error.
"How many saved as beautiful on your phone?" I said, "I change their names at a later date, don't I?"
Did she then ask what she was? She would already know what she's listening to.
No, because do you know something? I don't want to know, so I don't ask the question.
No, but if I would suggest that maybe she would say to you, "What am I listed at in your phone? Am I beautiful? 07?"
No, she's still.
It's just her name. Oh no,
It's her name, where she's from, and Hinge.
I used to do that. Yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure, yeah. Such and such Tinder, such and such Bumble. Yeah, I'm giving too much away now. I think to be fair, my girlfriend's watching her son play football, but
I'm marrying her in 3 weeks, and she's still called like name, where she's from, and Hinge.
So she still is Hinge.
Yeah.
Stoke Hinge.
Yeah. We're getting married in 3 weeks.
On, at least me, like a sophisticated man like me. At least I've got at least I've got some heart. So actually, when I say in my car, so I say to the car, you say, I'm not going to say the name because obviously this whole room will fire up if I say the name. So you say the name, you say hey, and then you say the name, and I say call Lisa. So I did the thing, and it says calling Lisa, home phone, red heart, tongue out. Which are the emojis? I think I'm going to throw a broccoli or an aubergine in there just for good.
I see.
I'm not saying she's got a.
Calling Mrs. Gonzo aubergine water droplets.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the stuff. If you like, basically, this is what we talk about on our podcast on Patreon. That's not about football.
Lewis said, "I asked for someone for her number once, and she started with 0800."
That's a good one. That's
wife material. Humor like that is wife material. Lewis.
That's very good. Yeah. I like that.
Anyway, right then. While I try and get set up for the watch-along, boys, Gonzo, would you like to take over and interact with the live chat? Are you able to click on the comments today?
Do you know what? I am going to find out if I can indeed interact with the live chat. So
there you go.
That's worked. There you go. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, Matt. Look, my computer's working. Gio still hasn't changed the name in his mobile phone, but apart from that, the world is a happy place. He definitely needs to get that sorted out. I'm feeling he needs to change his future wife's name. He said, this might sound stupid, but I can see Fabregas being our manager in the next 2 years. Why are we talking about Fabregas? Now, obviously, I know who he is, and I've seen him, and he's impressive when he does the punditry. But does Matt know something that maybe someone else doesn't? What else have we got here? It's true. How do you say that? Monk Moose? Monk Moose? I shouldn't be doing that stuff, by the way. I shouldn't be reading out names, so I get caught out quite a lot. I went from trying to get Rodriguez off to trying to get a wifey. Yeah, very much. Now, Jeff is asking, is Chris Martin back today? He is. I do prefer Alan Shearer, but he's not. Some people go with Bruce Willis. You can call him what you like, really. I do believe we've got this little this other section here, so I can see in sort of like the green room. He'll be hanging around and he'll be there very, very soon. He's arranged his cushions on his sofa, actually. Rob said Roddy's lack of pace in midfield will be detrimental to us. They will rip through the middle. This is my concern as well, Rob, to be honest with you. I think we'll certainly see Alvarez featuring at some point. Funny enough, the reason I did Soucek for the goal was I do think he'll play all of the game. I don't think the same can be said certainly of Rodriguez. Hello, Chris. He said, Gonzo, did you see my comment on Fulkrug's injury? I didn't, mate. Record for your last video, 24 games missed. Okay. Oh, so 241. I thought you would say, Chris, that he's missed 24 games since 2012, 2013, but which I thought that's pretty good. What a good injury record. 200, is that right? Am I reading that correctly? 241 games missed since 2012, 13. I'll tell you what, Chris, I think you might well have prompted one of my videos next week. If that's the case, and I will certainly look into that. Thank you very much, mate. That will be. Do you imagine if that was the case? We don't have to imagine. Clearly, you've already researched it.
It must be days. It surely can't be games.
It can't be games. It's got to be days.
No, it can't be, because there's like, even if you do all right in the cups, there's 40-something games in a season.
It's not even 240 days in a year.
But it must be 241 days or something, because when you think about it, like, let's just flip it to the Premier League. If you do well in the cup, you've maybe got 45 cup games or something, right? There's no way you're missing 240 games. That's 5 seasons.
That definitely would have been worth a video, though, to be fair. Are you back on? Are you working the?
Yeah, I'm ready to go, and I think I've got the boys ready to go. I think Nick and Mark are both in the green room, looking good. So I'm just ready to click transition, and then me and you can get off of here and leave it to those two to do the watch along.
WhatsApp would indicate I probably have been being watched on this video.
They're ready to get asked for their chat up lines.
That's it. Don't hear mine.
I might stick around just to see what they've got up their sleeve.
I know. Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if Mark's missus is called. I don't know. Wherever he met her, kebab shop, Susie Kebabs. I don't know. It's just a normal thing to name them, isn't it? Where that's how you identify them.
I'm not sure Susie Kebabs is going to be. I think you get in trouble. I bet you get for a number of reasons, actually. But anyway, none I'm going to go into right now.
Shall we disappear, Gonzo?
Yes.
Right then, Nick and Mark, count to 2 seconds and start speaking. It's over to you.
Hello, was that 2 seconds? Gio's nodding. Okay, we are live. Northie, do not say fuck or bugger. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Lovely to see everyone very much. I missed you all very much last, whenever it was, a couple of weeks ago, when obviously I was effectively West Ham's like good luck charm. Everyone else was saying that in the stadium, that, you know, we won because I was there, and now I'm here. Am I looking forward to the game? No, because I shiver. I'm shivering internally too much because I have mental problems. About West Ham. Northie, you look happy. What's going on?
I'm not laughing at your mental problems, I promise. But no, it was. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm always optimistic against Spurs, and I've got enough Spurs friends to that have reminded me already this morning that this is our cup final day, as it happens every time we play Spurs. But I don't know. I don't like Rodriguez in midfield. I don't like Rodriguez anywhere on the pitch, to be honest. But I just have a sense that we could do it. Now, Son's back today, which I was hoping he'd be out. So he's always someone that terrorizes us. So that is my kind of worry, I think, for this game. But Spurs is a great game to play. So I always love that.
Yeah. I was just looking at Gonzo because I'm flicking between screens and he was distracting me. Usually at this point, he goes up to his treehouse. So as you know, at this point, the reason why they can't do the watch-alongs, Gio goes to his cage. I've tried to explain the cage thing. I'm not going to go into it. What you probably don't know is that Gonzo has a little treehouse up in his garden. And for games, he goes up there. It's tiny. It's minuscule. And you say, Gonzo, why do you go up to the treehouse? And the only answer I've got from him, he just says, I just like to. So I'll try and investigate more of that next week and get like a concrete answer. But yeah, for the game, I do have one Spurs friend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is a very good friend of mine. His name is Stu. He's very weird. He's a very, very, very strange fellow. He gets up to strange things. He lives in China. And he gets up to strange things and he supports Tottenham. And individually, I can have a nice chat with him about Tottenham. And he's basically like, he's in the minority. He's one of those very, very rare. You don't really see them out in public, but sometimes you meet them, a Spurs fan who could be honest about the reality of the stature of their club. And I asked him what's going on. And the word he used that stood out for me was brittle, which also gave me a little bit of confidence because, of course, Van de Ven is very, very good defender. But apart from that, they're just not really defensively set up. I'm okay with the team that we have just because there's no change. So fair enough. But anyway, I do want to just get to a couple of comments. Not I just want to like dominate the airwaves. But
go for it, mate.
Why does Chris Martin never wear headphones? I do have them. I had them before, but Pete, who's always on here, said they look like butt plugs. And it just, I can't take criticism because I'm very young, as you can tell. So I just stopped wearing them after he said something. I've also been working on the like precision of my sideburns to make sure they're not too high because I got absolutely slated for that. Several people have said Solar Power. So I don't know if you were the first to say that, Matt, or you just people like saying it. Oh, hang on, what's going on there, Tom? Solar Power. Tom is a solar power salesman. If you need panels, just contact him. Yeah, but actually, football relevant. As Lopetegui is speaking to the media, I don't know what he's saying because it's on mute. It's a game where it's unpredictable. Fair enough. Like predict it. Why not? If I had to, I'd say 2-2. But it's just about when the goals go in. If they score first, they usually like lose. I don't know if that's actually like 100% true, but it feels like that's the case. So yeah, it's going to be a game of fine margins.
Yeah, I think this is one. Obviously, Tottenham capitulated against Everton, which was fantastic to witness. So I don't. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, you mean Brighton?
Yeah, when Tottenham played, was it Brighton they played? Yeah, and they come back 3-2. So I definitely think they're a team where if we go, I don't worry as much if we go behind because I think defenses of both teams are really bad. So I'm expecting goals. I hate saying that because it gives it the kiss of death, but I do think there'll be goals in this one. I think it'll be really entertaining. But yeah, when I speak again, my Spurs friend is very much like they are good one week, bad the next. So it's one of those that could go either way, which is like any football game, I guess. But I just think we've got something today, and I'm a little bit more positive about Antonio if he can play like he did last week because the effort he put in was fantastic. So if we can do that, I think we'll concede. So I think we'll need to score a couple.
Yeah, Callum just said, I wasn't watching that. It's the phrase that pays. That's why everyone's saying solar power. I didn't know that because I was setting things up. I was eating some food. I was having a morning poo and I didn't watch the whole build-up. So I thought everyone had just gone mad. Like I literally didn't know that. I just saw everyone going solar power and I was like, well, that's popular. So that does explain why I thought everyone just gone crazy. Jeff again. Hart says 3-2. Head says 2-2. I take a point at this point. I'm not going to lie about it. I would be okay with a point. That's not lack of ambition. That's just appreciation of momentum. Heavenly Hammer. Don't actually know if it's Heavenly or HVNY. What could that possibly? Honey Hammer with a V instead of a U. Did he
I was in New York. Yeah, HV New York Hammer.
HV. What has he got?
Yeah, hope you get well soon. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Not slated to think back to. Is Charlie still the sideburns obsession? Some people have feet obsession. Charlie's just about all about the sideburns. I don't really know why. Said that West Ham cannot refrain from buying sick notes.
I mean, the striker thing. I mean, if I can't go down as another striker flop, big expensive flop. It's getting ridiculous. I don't know who's on the transfers. If this is, I mean, is it? Can you blame Tim for every one of these striker problems we're buying?
Yeah, it's obviously something deeply psychological that we can't. It's just like buying any kitchen appliance. When you buy a kitchen appliance, you have to buy just the most expensive possible one you can afford, because then you go, oh, I'll just save money on it, and then it breaks down. In my case. Anyway, Wolf Central Game says, I hate when YouTubers beg for money. I think he's probably being ironic. But that does remind me, I'm not going to do that, but where the hell's that comment? I get it off screen. Match Bingo. So, Match Bingo, if you like the channel, if you like Gio or Gonzo, why would you? But if you do, go to Match Bingo, get the app if you don't have the app. New users put in £10, get £10 back. And also, always the deal is if you buy 3 bingo cards, £2 each, so £6, you get 2 free. So that's 5 bingo cards for £6. And obviously they're for Premier League games. You can go in the app and see what games they've got on. Get your bingo cards, and you just get a randomized row of what's going to happen, like goal at this minute and shot at this minute and something else to happen at that time. And then plenty of people here have won before. So go to Match Bingo now, get the app. Don't do it for me. Do it for your YouTube business daddies, Gio and Gonzo. I've got my cards, and it's just a way, a couple of quid per card. And it's another way to get involved with the football if the actual footballing quality of West Ham United Football Club is just driving you insane. Is Son starting? I missed that whole thing. I was just
yes. So apparently, I thought he was out. I looked at the news earlier in the week when we did our kind of midweek chat, and it said he was out. But apparently, he's passed his fitness test, so he will be playing. I don't know if he's starting. Actually, let me get my lineups back up. But he always does well against us.
Click over to the lineup if you can. John's remaining positive. I also need to watch. 10 minutes to go, because I need to start the clock at the top, because I think I might be like 10 seconds ahead. But what other game things do people think? GP can see Soucek scoring. That would be nice. That would be lovely. Jimmy James Computers has been constipated for apparently a long time. So prune juice, fiber. Should he?
A stick, a pencil.
A bonkers 3-3. That would be nice. Inex, I'm far from convinced this defense is anywhere near being sorted.
Yeah, agree with that one. Also, Nick, I was thinking about this earlier as well, because I saw a replay of it when obviously Lanzini hit that worldie to draw the game. Apart from, I mean, for me, that's probably one of my favourite West Ham goals ever. I think Di Canio's is obviously the number one against Wimbledon, but apart from that, that's got to be in the top 3 West Ham goals of all time. Not of all time, but certainly in our time, I think. Have you got any others that you would throw in the mix on that? Is anyone else?
I mean, the Lanzini goal, like, I was not watching that goal on a TV, even though that game was televised, because it was, I think it was either when we were 3-0 or 3-1 down I couldn't take it anymore. It was doing my head in. So I took the dog for a walk, and then I happened to walk past the house of a West Ham fan, and I heard insane cheers. And then I ran home, and then went back in. And then my family thought I'd gone mad because I was just going crazy and like literally rolling around on the sofa. It was this sofa. It was this very sofa actually on which I rolled around on in intense joy. One of the best goals I've ever seen while watching West Ham on TV was Lanzini's goal against Palace away. Because when you look at it back, it's already impressive. Like if you happen to be like scrolling through Instagram or whatever, and like some West Ham account happens to be replaying that goal, it looks impressive enough. But live, it was so instinctive. It was just one of the most instinctive goals I've seen West Ham players score, because it came to him on a weird bounce, and then he got some touch that happened to take it over there, and he just then from touch to touch, just the beauty of the finish. It was absolutely fantastic. But we've had decent goals against Spurs through the years. There was a nice comment here about you, bit weird. Will Mellor. So, I mean, that's it's not really an A-list celebrity.
I'll take it.
Scraping the barrel for people who, were on like soaps in the 90s. Another Chris, looking forward to it. And Chris Harris, 153 games. I mean, I'm not saying that isn't true, but if that is true, that leaves a bitter taste in the mouth. And that's not just the taste of my delicious Dong Ding oolong tea, which I love. I love it very much. And I'd all encourage you to drink the Dong Ding. Very, very healthy. Very, very healthy stuff.
Doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. You say that.
Yeah, you two remind me of Stuart Pearson and Chris Sutton. Who's who? Who's who in that regard? I'm not really sure. I think you're Stuart Pearce. I've got to say.
Yeah.
Even if you're not, I'm just. I don't want to be Stuart Pearce.
I don't think I want to be Chris Sutton, so we'll take that.
Is Stuart Pearce someone who attained, not quite legend? Everyone's a legend these days, especially if you watch anything on social media, and it's like, oh, this one's a legend, that one's a legend, that one's a legend. They're not. Stuart Pearce is not a West Ham legend per se, but I think we will remember him very, very fondly for the games he played for us in a very, very short space of time. Did he get a goal? Did he get his free kick against Tottenham many years ago? Of course, it was a left-footed free kick because it was him. But I'm thinking it was, God knows, I have no idea when that was. I literally can't remember. 20, 25 years, I don't know. But whenever that game was at Upton Park, when he got that free kick, I think it was against Tottenham. This is Russ and Gonzo in a hot tub naked. Okay, I don't really know. That's a request.
Right. I thought when you said about Gonzo going to his treehouse, I was thinking more like P. Diddy's dungeon. I can see that's more his style.
Yeah, Charlie's gone a bit. Ooh, no obsession. One interesting sentence out of you. Let me know. I think we have Tottenham fan on the chat, Carity.
So I'll keep him on when we spank him. He'll be gone then.
Yeah, stick around. Stick around. Naughty gives me the Carl Frott vibes. What I would say about that is, teams are about to come out. I've tried to be as impartial about this as I can, but if you try and be very impartial, if you analyze when the crowd sings "Come on, you Spurs" versus "Come on, you Irons," I refuse to believe "Come on, you Irons" isn't a nicer sound, makes more sense, is a better chant, and also that West Ham fans versus Spurs fans have a vastly superior quality of singing voice, which is banter that you don't really hear contested enough these days. But when you hear them say "Come on, you Spurs," it just goes "Spurs" at the end. Whereas our Irons is definitely is strong without doubt.
Definitely.
So our TV's on mute, so I can't hear. But we are about to hear the second worst pre-kickoff club song in the Premier League, and that is with impartial analysis. So the worst, I mean, and Tottenham fans will agree with this, the worst is Arsenal, because they've made theirs up. Like, if you are impartial and you take bias out of it, a pre-kickoff song has to have a historic link to the club. Anyone would agree that. It has to be based on some actual song or other. Everyone would agree with that. It has to be like motivational. And in a song capacity, the cadence of the song has to build to a crescendo. I think everyone would agree with those points. Now, at Tottenham, I can't hear it now, but I know that the pitch of the opening note to that song is unnecessarily high. So it doesn't like scare the opposition. It puts them in a good mood, and they think, hang on a minute, these people are actually quite casual and gentle about the game of football. And then when the Spurs go marching in, it's not intimidating. They've stole it from when the Saints go marching in. And there's no, like, it doesn't do anything for you in a musical sense. So being impartial, I think everyone would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also agree with the logo point as well. Saurav, yeah. In fact, when I sent WhatsApp to my mate this morning, it was like the hammers and the emoji was the chicken. So
yeah, exactly. Like, there's so much.
Get to a cock.
Being very impartial as a West Ham fan, there's so many options available to us. There's just saying one word, irons, and absolutely booming it out at the top of your voice. That's an option. Not a lot of teams have that. Arsenal aren't going to go Gunners or whatever. And also, we've got the crossed arms. What do Tottenham fans do for the cock and like a wrist and a...
Yeah, unzip their flies. Probably the only thing they can do, really.
Yeah, they make a fist with one hand as the ball, and then the cock is that, and they go, and that. Anyway, made myself laugh. So I have to concentrate because it's going to be kickoff any second. So I'm going to have to.
What was your score prediction as well?
You hit the comments. I'm ready to click something on the clock.
Cracking. I'll leave that to you. So let's get some score predictions in just before kickoff. Hammer still has 3-1 to West Ham. Oh man, that'd be amazing. We'd love that. We'll take that all day long. Good afternoon to my favourite Carl Frock and Stephen Port lookalikes. I'm not sure who Stephen Port is. I'm going to Google that now. I'll Google that in a sec. Okay, their starting 11 leaves a lot to be desired. Might as well have been picked by ours. Yeah, I must admit, there's a few. I still think the defense is the best as it can be. Rodriguez worries me all day long. Bowen, Soucek, Kudus, Paqueta. Paqueta needs a good game. He really does. He's one player I think has been so out of form. Really need himself a good game today.
Yeah, it's quite a big decision to keep playing him in the starting lineup. Of course.
Who do you put in? I mean, this is the problem. We've got to. I don't know who the replacement is. Do you put Soler in?
Alvarez, and then just have that as a midfield?
I'll put him in instead of Rodriguez, though. Wouldn't have Rodriguez anywhere near the team.
Yeah, I mean, Summerville on the bench. Everything Summerville does is so precise. He's like a craftsman of football. Every single thing, every movement, every move he makes, every touch he takes, it's just so fucking precise. And it's so neat and tidy. Okay, I'm ready to submit the match clock any second now.
Marky Boy sums up what probably all of us are feeling. Could be 1-0 to us, could be a hiding. And that's the beauty of football, Marky. Totally agree, mate. Yeah, don't think the 1-0 to us if you think it's going to be a horrible game then. We'll take 3-2 in a desperate win.
Players are taking the knee. And about to kick off. About to. There we go. Manual clock successfully configured.
Nick, this one, West Irons has said here that it's criminal Kudus not playing in the centre is diabolical. That's something you've been advocating probably since day one. Are you still on that?
I mean, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see him up top. That's the thing. A lot of people say that they want to see him in attacking midfield. I don't think he's that, but I do think he could be a striker. If Arnautovic, if Bowen, even Antonio have done it, moved from wide to central, I think he could. I'm honestly fine with the don't change winning team, rather than just make a choice and see what happens. Something a bit unknown. Somerville again. He looks like a just absolute phenomenal quality footballer, but he's still young. So, and starting lineup, impact from the bench. Anyway, the game as I'm watching it now, minute, and it's still 0-0. We haven't let in a goal in the first minute.
You said there about the age thing, and there's lots of other teams that do play young players. They don't really worry about the age. We seem to really worry about playing young players. Like Chelsea, not worried. I know that they don't care. There's a lot of really good young players. Big team, Borussia Dortmund, when they take kids from other clubs, they don't worry about age. Why do we panic about age so much? They're going to get the experience in a game. Throw them in a game. They've got experience around them. So I think that's chicken if we do it that way.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, Johnson has had a few goals recently, and I don't think he's a particularly good player, but I think he could definitely score against us today. And
this is the one that I think this is what I feel. So I agree with West Ham fan here. Just a yank. It's going to hurt Soucek and Guido midfield. The pace that Tottenham have, that's going to be a real problem.
Yeah, West Ham's. I like the new Charlies. Thank you. I suppose we'll always be the new Charlies, because you've all been psychologically damaged. I was thinking about this the other day, like in Jurassic Park, which I still have watched relentlessly because of my son. There's that moment when, like, the car's fallen down the tree. Like, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Jurassic Park, but the car falls down the tree, and then whatever his name is, that girl cries like, "He left us." Do you remember that scene? She goes, "He left us. He left us." That's everyone in the chat. And then we're, whatever his name is, Sam Neill, saying, "That's not what I'm going to do." So I'd like to think that we provide a certain, quantum of solace. I don't know why I said that, but I just felt like it. Some comfort.
Come from one to another. James is saying the first 20 minutes is vital. We've got to hold them, and then we've got a chance.
Yeah, it's been scrappy for the first 3 minutes. Tottenham have had slight better of it, but just scrappy, changing possession all the time. Why would Charlie do become porn star? Allegedly. I don't really have any. The age panic is always hangover. It is very funny. If there's some kind of like highly qualified organizational psychologist out there in the world, it'd be quite interesting if they could do some kind of like study on how these things could happen when a manager's gone, but there are some mental hangovers. So anyway, still scrappy. If anyone, remember, we don't have the commentary. So if firstly, who's a co-commentator on TNT, that would be nice to know. And also when they say something stupid and annoying, that would also be nice to know. So please put that in.
Yeah, who are the regulars on TNT?
What are you watching it on? Like a Now thingy.
I can't pronounce what I'm watching it on.
Okay,
I'll say that. But I'm on.
You're getting text updates that are so clear and so accurate. It's helping you find out what's going on in the game. 4.5 minutes
at the moment. Wan-Bissaka in our own half with a throw on. So nothing. Yeah, too much at the moment.
Tottenham have been playing it round, and I think offside. So first 4 minutes, Tottenham as the home team have been slightly on top. I mean, the only thing about the Son thing is that you wouldn't think he can last 90 minutes if he's been out for however long that was. So otherwise, he's basically destined to score against us. I don't even know what the odds are on that because I don't have any money left in Paddy Power.
GP has said, what happened to Charlie? Did he become a porn star? Jeff has been glued. When he's not watching the West Ham watch-alongs, he's glued to his OnlyFans account. So Jeff will know best.
Oh, it's McCoist. Ali McCoist is my favourite. He's my absolute number one favourite commentator or co-commentator on TV. So that's good.
Yeah, he's one of the best ones on TalkSport as well, to be fair.
Yeah, what does BRAW stand for? But in the game, Alvarez is on the bench. I mean, Tottenham have been in our half. They haven't had a chance yet, as I say, that they're in our box and almost score, but don't. They shoot and it went wide from Johnson. But yeah, I mean, they've had the first 5 minutes as it gets to 6. Absolutely. Areola tried to spray it out and it was a crap pass that he didn't really even need to make. I don't even know if you got a touch on that. I'll find out.
Well, on 5, I'm going to bang on 6 minutes now. You on that? Or are you 20 seconds ahead?
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I'll let you you do the commentary then, because I'll be behind everyone.
Well, I mean, Tottenham had it in their defence and they just played a terrible ball over the top.
And what a bad shot.
Slight miscommunication between Kilman and Areola, but Areola thankfully does okay with it. Pings it forward again. I know you say Areola doesn't have good distribution, and he's absolutely proved you 100% correct in the first 6-7 minutes of this game.
He's terrible with his feet. He's not great with his hands, but he's really bad with his feet. Dad's Army said that Lop needs a good result under his belt. He really does. I know we won last time out against Ipswich, but it's Ipswich. We should be beating those fairly comfortably. But this is one of those where we were talking midweek, me and Nick, and saying, who's this the better result for? And I think draw would be better for us. So I think Tottenham, obviously being at home, being the supposed bigger club, would think they should win this. So, yeah. But as you say, it's our cup final.
Yeah, someone said that Jamie O'Hara said that, but I don't watch any of his stuff. The last thing I heard Jamie O'Hara say was before the Euros, and he said Marcus Rashford had to go. And then the other people on the panel said he doesn't run. And then Jamie O'Hara says, England don't need players that run. And everyone sat there in uncomfortable silence. What a stupid statement that was. Yeah, I mean, we've got the ball now. So this is the first time we've had the ball where we've got it at the back and our players are in their half. Areola punts it forward and it is shit.
Yeah. He's not the keeper for me. He's not the keeper for me.
I like him as a shot stopper, but yeah, obviously some goalkeepers follow what others just do in terms of like really good passing, even if they're quite clearly not really good at passing, which is okay. You don't have to be you don't have to be phenomenal at passing, but then just don't pass it out if you're shit.
And the modern keepers do, and that's the problem, because they do play pretty much as that sweeper role, but he can't. But him and Fabianski's the same. I'm not saying Fabianski's any better. Both of them are not great with their feet, but
yeah, 2 good covering tackles from Rodriguez. So that's good. The fact they're relentlessly attacking, we can't keep possession is not good, because we did have it there, but then Areola went for that like long kick. It wasn't even that long, just like a medium kick to nowhere. So Tottenham had a corner.
Great covering by Rodriguez, to be fair. He actually motored there.
As Madison takes it, far post, headed clear by Paqueta. Kudus comes across the cover, but they get a throw in. So it's been all them so far. And they take the throw in.
It's Dark has said that Fabianski's better than Areola. Your thoughts on that?
Politely disagree. I think Fabianski's done for really at this level. And we've got obviously Fotheringham. Great. We need to look at a young understudy to Areola. I'm happy with Areola as a keeper because he's excellent at shot stopping. You know?
I think he's on a par with Fabianski. When you play them, I don't see much difference between them, and I think that's the problem. I think Fabianski isn't at this level anymore. I don't think Areola's much above it.
Bowen crosses it in. Oh, saved. Kudus saved. We get a corner. Good work from Bowen up the right. And they were pretty open. We didn't It wasn't like a splitting through ball. We didn't just do something amazing, but we just slowly and steadily attacked and made our way to the goal, and the chance was created. So if we can keep doing that, that would be lovely.
Why does he hit that high though? Why not hit that one low? He had enough time just to try and steer that in the bottom corner.
Red mist happens to even the professionals. Got too excited. Rush of adrenaline. Could have slotted it. The goal was wide open, but
yeah. I mean, as a striker, if we're saying we've got to see him, maybe he slipped a little bit.
Headed away, back in, too far away. Emerson outside the box, tries to get it in, but it's a weird shot, kind of. Guessing that was a shot, but it wasn't good.
Irons agrees. Yeah, there's not much in Fabio Areola. And Dewar says we need a new keeper. I agree. I think that's a problem area for us.
We're a bit open, even though they had a goal kick there. Big gap between our defence and midfield. Paqueta's coming back now. Excellent tackle by Emerson. And he doesn't always make those, but very good tackle. Gets up to Kudus, who's got a little bit of time and space. Back to Soucek. Spreads it right. Bowen on the wing. This game is very open. I think the prediction of goals when either team gets the ball.
There's a great tackle by Emerson.
Both are spread at the full width of the pitch. Both are spread out, usually at least like a full half's length. So I think both teams just want to actually play football and pass it around. But the defensive frailties on both teams are going to show up at some point as Wan-Bissaka waggles a leg at it, but Bowen collects very well, gets to Antonio Bowen, runs up. I really love Jared Bowen very, very much. I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
He gets tackled, and then same thing. He get tackled. Spurs immediately try to counter, but it's a bad pass from Son, and it goes out for our throw-in. But yeah, 12 minutes in, it's difficult to believe there's not a goal on the way in the next 10 minutes.
Mr. Walsh poses a very good question here. Should be a great one for the comments. What are people's priorities, striker or keeper?
A striker by the name of John Duran.
That ship has sailed.
And then people say, can't we stop saying it? No, because that was just a good option that may have been available to us. Even if it's not him, someone similar, someone young and strong and who scores goals, those qualities.
It's Dark said, didn't we sign Fotheringham? Now, the third choice goalkeeper, is that a lazy man's dream job? Like you never have to play. Just a bit of training, you get paid an absolute crap load.
YouTube content creator, because they're always sat down. My dog's doing my head in. I don't really want to see my annoying dog. Shut up. Go away.
GP, I think Areola saves us more than causes us to concede.
Yeah. John says, how do you think we're playing? Open. Very, 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 very open, and so are they. Now, just slow down. 30 minutes. Spurs have got the ball in their half, and they're passing it around patiently. They're working it out to the wings. And then they're trying to do little 1-2s and stuff around the 18-yard box to create a chance. So, that's the way they always play. I don't think I think we're set up for it. When they got it, our wingers, if you like, Bowen and Kudus, are then spread back very wide to the wide fullback positions. So we know that they're going to do that, which is not a mystery if you have, it's the way they play, which is either get it counter and then get it wide, or hope Maddison can do something with it, which he often does, but he's also a bit of a dick. So not a huge fan.
So it's a really good battle.
They don't really have any offensive players. That's the funny thing. If various teams, cross comes in, Kilman clears a bit, 18-yard line, bobbling around. They get possession. Teams we don't like usually have really annoying players individually, like Man U. Have a lot of them. Spurs are just on shoots and it goes wide. That was a big chance. It wasn't quite a free shot, but he had enough time to get the shot away to do the whole curl it into the far post thing. Yeah, actually, Wan-Bissaka did give him too much time because he was definitely only going to do one thing at that point. So Wan-Bissaka got sold on a very simple shoulder down dummy thing, which you even get taught
It's
when
going to
you're
be
a
the
kid.
battle of the day for me. I think Son versus Wan-Bissaka, because I see him when I'm looking at this build-up, he is following around everywhere. But yeah, he wasn't close enough then.
Yeah, someone's trying to jiggle around into the box, but that's not his skill set. So he kind of falls over, and Antonio brings it out. That's a foul, and we do win a foul. Udogi just bumps into Antonio. So that was excellent work from Antonio. Wins possession, dribbles it out, wins a foul. Very good work.
It's called nicking a living. Yeah, but we all want to do that, James, don't we? Can't. That's
BT's commentators are creaming every time they attack. Josh brings us down to teenage boy language. Fair enough. John Davis, a striker is only good if our midfield is playing well. If we go in for a striker, he needs to look for the ball and not wait for it. Yeah, it's just the players we've... Cam would be a reason to sub. I'm quite sure what to make of that. Yeah, it's just obviously the players that we've built up. I'm not going to say John Duran again, so I'm going to stop talking about strikers. Otherwise, it leads me to that style.
You're very upset, don't you?
Or Mohamed Kudus is also quick and strong and scores goals. So get Somerville on. I mean, anyway, like Antonio's not doing badly this game anyway. It's just been a game where the home game has most possession. Areola catches a corner from Maddison very nicely. It's, yeah, the home team have more possession. The away team have had some good attacks. The Kudus shot was our best chance. But he just, got a rush of adrenaline or something and just kind of blasted it rather than placed it. When we get it out, like we're playing it round, Todibo tries to pump it forwards to Kudus. It's not bad. Kudus does amazingly to bump Pedro Porro out the way and then go and get possession. So that was elite play. Passes it back to Rodriguez, who punts it up to Emerson on the wing. Lovely football. Kudus tries to swing it in, not usually his forte, goes back to Bowen, who slips a bit trying to chest it down and bobbling around in the area over to the right, just coming out of the area. Bowen tries to drive in, gets it there. Who's shooting?
Yes!
Kudus goal, 1-0 West Ham.
Striker.
Spurs fans are very unhappy that the inevitable has happened and that the mighty Irons have scored a goal. And one of the Spurs fans is doing that, which I think is the international sign for thank you or hello. But anyway, and the strong, handsome West Ham fans in the corner of the stadium go wild. So, yeah, I mean, it was a lovely piece of football from start to finish there. And we worked that out from the back. So Areola played it short. Todibo played a lovely pass up to the left, which was good, accurate pass, but Kudus had a lot of work to do. Like I say, bumps Pedro Porro out the way, gets possession, passes it to Rodriguez, I think it was. Lovely ball sprayed out to Emerson, works it into the box, comes out to the right. Jared Bowen does his amazing stuff, puts it across. Spurs defense was too open. Kudus right foot bobbles over Porro's head. So lovely goal. Excellent result. 19 minutes in. Not bad.
We'll take that. Bowen did well, didn't he? Everyone did well actually to hold him off.
Exactly, because he's captain, as I've been saying. that improves his game, and I've been saying that for weeks. It's on record. So anyway, let's not let in a goal, ideally for the rest of the game, and then we will win. Postecoglou looks miffed, but it was a well-worked goal. I think that was good.
No, they're going to have to come at us now. So, do we counter? Do we sit back? What would be your game plan if you were manager?
Well, I mean, we've been doing well. Like, they're inevitably going to get the ball. They're inevitably going to have a lot of possession and work it round. So just keep going, really. You might want to have a word with Wan-Bissaka to don't, the opposing winger will do things like drop shoulders and go ways that you don't expect him to. So focus. And don't drop too deep. Like there, Soucek and Rodriguez were on the 18-yard line, had to come out So midfield, just don't drop too deep. And Bowen tries to clear it, goes to, I think, Kulusevski or someone, but crosses it in badly. Johnson looks uncomfortable, ankle maybe, but he's back on his feet. Someone got in a tackle. Yeah. It wasn't a foul, but the follow-through did touch his ankle, and it hurts now. But yeah, keep going, because, I mean, they're open. As we said from minute one, both teams are open. And good work on
Tottenham fan gone.
Arnex.
Just trying to look through the comments, see if he's still here.
Good start away from home. Keep fighting. Yeah, we need to, like, the game plan is okay. Defending is okay. Sitting back in what Gio would call a low block and I would call defending is okay. But for the love of God, switch on. Because, yeah, you know, this is when on Sunday League, there's always the dickhead who points at his head and goes, 0-0, guys. 0-0. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
So I basically just tell everyone that, like, game plan's fine. Keep it going. Okay, they've got possession, that's fine. But look how they're going to be trying to score goals. Slowly going up to the area, getting a 1-2, giving it to Maddison to turn around the corner, giving it to Son to dash the line and cross it in. We know what they're going to do. So just stay awake.
Defending really well, though. Lots of good slide tackle. Winning the ball a lot today. Loving that.
Argumata should have had 2 by now. I mean, he's had 1 in 20 minutes.
Yeah, we'll take that. So greedy, mate. So greedy. But yeah, he should have had. Maybe he should have had 2. I can't argue with that. But
Maddison crosses it in, and Emerson, I think, does very well against Johnson. So another excellent piece of defensive work by Emerson. James Lamproe. Let's not jinx it, James. Let's not jinx it. Never hit 1-0. Yeah. Definitely don't just rest on it. Be prepared to counter with lethal drive as Rodriguez wins the header from the corner in a very good defensive header. And the same thing is going to happen, of course. Tottenham are now even more desperate to get the goal. Paqueta rushes out to Maddison. Silly thing to do. But gets lucky with the bobble, goes back to Areola.
Yeah, Emerson's put in a couple of great tackles and headers already. I'm just saying, it's 22 minutes in. Come on, it's a long way to go, but come on, got to beat the Spurs.
I mean, they're open. If they get the next goal, I'll be. Of course, it's not. I won't be surprised. What I would say is they remain open defensively, very open. Brilliant pass from Soucek out to Bowen on the right, first time. Bowen carefully goes up the right. Kudus is right over there with him. Tries to knock it forward. Stays in. Ball is being played around the right wing area. Wan-Bissaka, Kudus, nice play. Maintains possession, even though he's got 3 on him. Paqueta looks what to do, comes back a bit to Rodriguez. So if we can just keep playing like this, they're open enough so that we can pass it round. Then it comes back to Debo.
Well, they're knocking it around. It's beautiful.
And just as you say that, Debo hits it too long. Yeah, Jim says Wan-Bissaka's got his hands full and he's doing well. Artel explains the goal. Bowen cut back to the penalty box diagonally to Kudus. Nice interception by Soucek. Ogum says, I guess Lope's getting his team right. Very true so far. Defending has been tidy and solid. And they need to stay awake, stay awake, stay awake.
Yeah, defending's been brilliant.
All
round.
Playing some lovely stuff here. We are. It's difficult to watch as a fan. The patient defense aspect is always very, very difficult to watch. 25 minutes in, but it also makes some sense because again, they're just playing it around just into the final third, waiting for gaps. So patience is fine. Just don't drop deep and don't let the midfield become the defense. Is my high.
Yeah, loving seeing the confidence.
As they luckily win a corner. West Ham building confidence, says Dad's Army. So nice spell of play. GP ratings, Jeff based on stats. Oh, I think that was just something earlier. Son dribbles it in. Oh, they get a corner.
Talking of stats, let's just put ours up on the screen as well.
Yeah.
4 shots, 2 on target to their 3 and no on target. We like that. Passing accuracy by West Ham, 74%. It feels like it's been better than that.
That's pretty high. Which one are you looking at? Where is it?
74%.
74? I mean, that's pretty high. I think Areola's 3 passes probably took that down.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's a terrible corner. Terrible corner from Maddison there. As the commentator would say, by his high standards, but by anyone's standards, that was shit. Yes, Juice says he feels confident and pessimistic. Okay. I mean, well, yeah, there are elements. When we go forward, there's confidence. And when we defend, there's pessimism. Song's had enough of Wan-Bissaka. Well, as long as he gets tired, they've done nothing at all with that possession. Herpy defended well so far. Yeah, I mean, coming up 26 and a half minutes now, 1-0 up. I don't think they've had quite what you'd call a chance. Oh, yeah, there was that Johnson shot, I suppose, was definitely.
Yeah, and Son's one, but nothing on target.
Yes, it's very true. As they go again, they pass it round, they bring it up, they try and get it to the wing. Final third, if they can't see an opening, they put the game back. I mean, being greedy, it would be lovely to nick possession. As Todibo tries to do just that, almost does it, but just gets a little bit unlucky. Bobbles about his chasing. I think Udogie past its son left. Ooh, they knock it forward. Oh, they should have scored, but they didn't. Oh my God, that was 4 or 5 yards out. Header, center of the goal, and somehow he missed. That's riding our luck. Oh.
We definitely need 2 goals. We will concede. We definitely need another goal.
We need several.
I've just got a feeling. I mean, they're going to just attack, and they've got the talent to do it. But yeah, let's get Bowen. Bowen needs a goal. I'd like to see Bowen or Paqueta get a goal today.
Yeah, I mean, oh shit, it's bobbling around. I think they get another corner. Yes.
You're getting worried. You got a worried face on, Nick.
I'm always worried. This is what football does to me. Echo, fuck off. My dog is fucking scratching my arm. As the corner comes in from Pedro Porro and just goes away to the other end of the area. Maddison tries to pop it in. Solanke tries an overhead by 28 minutes. How soon is too soon to wish for half time?
That was a strange overhead kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think 28 minutes in, we're going to need to be very... I know we want to attack and I know we want the second, but we're also going to have to, whatever they call it, honor possession or something or other. And just see how we can keep possession. I mean, it must be tempting because they're very, very open. So it's like, well, they're like inviting us on to attack. And we win either a corner or a throw-in very near the corner flag.
How did Paqueta get that? Keep that on the line and then come away with it. That was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 1-0 up, 29 minutes. Possession would be lovely. And if we had possession, then they would have to come onto us and that might open up. But we're going for it. So if you're of the school of thought that we must go for the second, that's very much what we're doing. Obviously, then that just means you risk the possession. As Vicario, the smallest goalkeeper in the Premier League. I don't know if he is. Anyone have that stat? He might be. I know Pickford's pretty small, and his arms are small.
I think people were saying that if we need a new keeper and Everton go, Pickford could be the answer.
Corner comes in too long. Too long from Bowen. Stevie something or other says, "How are we looking, boys? Can't find live coverage." Oh shit, get that comment away for a second. We're looking very good, but we're still set up as the away team. We've set up well. We're not doing anything wrong. We're doing very well. It's just a case of being worried when they attack. So we have possession now. Let's see what we do with it. We go back to Areola. Don't go long. Okay, he doesn't. That's an improvement. That will boost the possession stats up nicely. Lovely pass by Emerson to Kudus. Don't overdo it. He comes away with it. Go, pass. He does pass. Gets it out to Paqueta on the left. So whenever we get... Oh, that was almost a good through ball from Paqueta to Emerson, which didn't quite come off, and now Tottenham have possession. 30 minutes in. It's got... At some point in the next 5 minutes, when we have possession, I would say, let's not go for the second at that point, and let's maintain possession. Nice tackle by Kilman.
Tom is saying we are so slow on the break. Yeah, I think this is... Do we need to counter now, or are we just trying to kill a bit of time? So probably we don't need to really hammer them on the break. It's too risky.
Yeah, I mean, 31 minutes in, as they attack, they've made a few mistakes, which might make you think like, oh, are they running out of ideas? But when everything, as soon as you think that about the opposition, is when they suddenly knit something together. When we counter, I don't mind the speed of our counter so much because Tottenham are open. I think just slowing it down and steadily attacking would be very wise at this point to try and balance the need to attack and the need to keep possession.
We know they're a counter-attacking team anyway. They've got pace everywhere, so we don't want to get caught like that. With Son and Maddison. Pull the strings.
Didn't see what happened. Staring at my dog eating something off the floor for no reason.
Who's on the floor?
Madison looks like he's holding his face, so I don't know if someone has made delicate face contact with him and he's claiming he was hit. Oh, he's recovered. He's made miraculous recovery. From writhing in pain, he seems fine. Like the recovery powers of footballers after writhing around on the floor. And they're like, I'm fine now.
Yeah, he's one of those players I liked at Leicester, but I really don't like at Tottenham.
Yeah. They didn't show a replay, so I have no idea who delicately brushed his face.
Not just because he's Tottenham, but I just don't like him. Don't want him in England squad, that's for sure.
I don't like your face. What was that from? Little Britain? I forgot. Harry Enfield? Was that going back too far?
One of your chat up lines? you on the pool?
I don't need to talk. I just tell him I say, yes, I'm Nick from Hammer's Chat. And
do you know I am?
Themselves into the nearest available bed.
I must be on the VIP. You say that to bouncers.
Tottenham are attacking yet again. They're going to have another spell, and I think that's a corner to them as Bowen covers Son that time.
Covering though.
Yeah, I mean, oh God. This is so just painful shitting oneself territory. They have a shot. Oh, good save, Barry, and he collects it as well. Good save. Got down quickly.
Johnson following in.
Ball probably came through a crowd there. Oh, it got a deflection as well.
Oh, great save.
Yeah, I mean...
deflection off Rodriguez. That's a really good save. Fair play, Areola. He was a good keeper. Told you.
Keep possession for as absolutely long as possible. I don't need second goal right. Oh, fuck, Areola. Bad pass. Again, a bad pass. Oh, that was 10, 15 yards.
This is one of those
Areola in the space of 30 seconds, basically.
The good and the bad.
Tottenham get yet another corner. I don't know if someone bet on however many number of corners in the game or Tottenham to win the most corners and get the most cards. Don't know if anyone's got that on Match Bingo. If anyone's got their Match Bingo cards and they're getting up to 4 or so, let us know. And also remember, you can also get your Match Bingo cards for the rest of today's games. So if you want a distraction from the pain of watching Tottenham have corner kick after corner kick, get a Match Bingo card. They help support Gio and Gonzo in what they do as West Ham win a free kick. So be a lovely bunch of subscribers. Go to Match Bingo, download the app, have a look how it works. £2 per card, and just get a random series of possible events that will happen. And it's buy 3, get 2 free. So £6 gets you 5 bingo cards. And if you were thinking about which game to get the cards for, logically, more people get cards for the most like big or well-known club games. So if you go for the lesser-known ones, technically you increase your chances of winning. So download Match Bingo for Gio and Gonzo.
Betting tips from Nick.
Not betting tips. I'm not sure that would quite be appropriate, but it's a recommendation of an app. That's all. So check it out. Tottenham attack again. Bit more open this time. Bit of a counter. Shot comes in. Oh, fucking shit. That's a goal.
Yeah,
we were just a bit too open. Kulusevski.
Oh, off both posts.
Yes.
This is the counter. That's what I said. They're a counter team.
Slight bit too open. Slight bit too much space. Bit of an easy goal to let in. Not really much Areola could do because it hit the inside of the post.
Yeah, it's not the keeper's fault, that one.
Yeah, I think it was.
Great goal. To be fair, very good goal.
Unfortunately, I think there might have been a Paqueta attempted flick that led to them having possession. And then it hit post.
So much space to run into.
Yeah. I mean...
Got a hand to Areola, didn't he?
Yeah. Paqueta, I think, tried a Brazilian flick when it was not called for.
When he was running through, when you look at that counter, that is where Rodriguez should be sitting. Like, there was so much room. I don't know, it wasn't Kulusevski, whoever the Tottenham player was running through the middle. That's where Rodriguez should be.
Yeah, but it's the way that also possession was given away. Just made it just very, very open. Like we didn't.
But with that far out the pitch, that they had to come 3/4 of the pitch, but nobody stopped that runner because there was no one in the in that CDM position to stop the run. I'm not saying he's having a bad game. I didn't see where he was. I couldn't see him on the pitch.
Yeah, Davis, don't flick to Soucek. Haven't he had a horrible mistake? Marky Boy says that was a free kick to us. And then argue him stupid from Paqueta and Soucek. Yeah. I mean, the Soucek element of it, I'd mostly blame Paqueta for just letting that happen. Nonetheless, I get what you're saying. It's hard to the pitch, but that's Premier League football. You know, there's people. Those are the opponents you're playing at it. So if the ball comes at you, don't think, well, I'll just flick and have a see what happens.
Mr. Davies says, if Alvarez is there, that doesn't happen. Rodriguez.
I mean, maybe that might force us to play more whenever we do play, and they are open. So, goal by them, not a great surprise. And anyway, football's a game of momentum. If we can swing it before half time.
Marky Boy says, do our defence know that he's not going to cut in on his left foot? He's only got 1 foot, so you would think so. But
yeah, at that point, it was Rodriguez basically sitting off too much. As they attack again, cross it in, Wan-Bissaka clears. Williams says that was avoidable. Tom is calling for us to also break at speed. Fred, stoppy passing. Ogham, stupid passing. And then Paul, that came from Paqueta losing the ball carelessly, which, yeah, hasn't really covered himself in glory in the first half. Lucas Paqueta.
11 corners they had. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. 1 every 3.5, 4 minutes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Mancunian Hammer says Alvarez should have started. I mean, I would have started him over Paqueta.
Is he injured? Is Alvarez injured?
I would have just benched Paqueta for this game because it's an away game, and I don't really think he's going to bring Brazilian number 10 flair. So a bit annoying.
I didn't hear why Alvarez isn't playing. Is he got an injury? Is he coming back from something, or just not favoured?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, so I just think it was the preferred lineup. As Son plays the ball through to Debo, clears up. Science says it says down. Probably says I'm done with Paqueta. Jeff says it feels less tense since they scored. Well, yeah, the inevitable has happened. So now it's like we've got a very clear job to do rather than just make decisions about keeping possession or not. That point is over. Ian says Soucek. costs us the goal. Lim, we're letting them grow into the game. Other Tom, midfield, the problem.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Being dragged all over the place.
Yeah, midfield is nowhere.
Yeah, I guess it's when we're set up and sitting there, we look quite calm. When they break, and I'm not blaming Paqueta particularly for this, but we look less sure about who goes where. Antonio tries to run up the wing, but hits it too far. And now the Tottenham fans are ecstatic that they're drawing 1-1. 40 minutes in, coming up to 41.
Oh, what a touch, Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff says at least he makes subs, so could be Alvarez and Somerville. Absolutely. I would put, I'd take Paqueta off at half time, let alone every single thing. Or also could have just got kicked, but ref did nothing. Let alone everything else, but just purely footballing tactic-wise, getting Paqueta off the pitch and someone else on. Like, it just seems a very, very obvious thing to do. Bowen comes away, gets kicked, ref does play on and spreads it out. Very nice play from Bowen. Yeah, at the moment, the goal just kind of caps off Paqueta's first half performance, really, where you've seen Antonio, Bowen and Kudus all winning possession in deep and bring it out and passing around in attacking zones. This is not Paqueta's finest game. So I'd say get him off either Somerville and move things around, or Alvarez is still 1-1, so that wouldn't be the worst idea. The only thing is that Alvarez will probably need to come on for Rodriguez at some point on like 60 minutes. Ref gives I think ref is going to give Paqueta a yellow card, and Paqueta got that yellow card by dragging down Johnson by pulling his shoulder when Johnson was attacking. So if you had theories about, if you had a list of deliberate ways players could potentially get yellow cards, yanking down the opponent as they attack might come on that list. No comment.
Hope you're not implying there could be some.
I'm saying nothing. I'm not implying, alleging, purporting, imagining, or anything. I'm just saying, like in the game of football, that's what happens for yellow cards. 42 minutes coming up to 43. Tottenham are trying to attack around the area. In the same. Oh, they shoot. It was wide. Yeah.
It's like a wave. It's coming.
We need a sub. We need Alvarez.
Hold off.
I'm not sure Rodriguez is doing that wrong. Rodriguez has had some decent defensive moments in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Alvarez is better at this job. As long as he doesn't give himself a yellow card by like kung fu flying at someone. Alvarez and Somerville on at half time would be nice.
Yeah, I'd definitely get Paqueta off, Somerville on. I don't think Rodriguez has done too bad in this game. I think he went a bit missing for the goal.
Get him off. E. Davis lost his head. Ogium, Pac-Man foolish player. Paul, Paqueta losing the ball and getting booked. Davis, Paqueta off. Justy ain't West Ham fan. Lucas off. Josh, Paqueta off for Somerville. Inex, Paqueta ruined all of our hard work with a flippant flick.
Mm-hmm.
Most overrated player ever. It's Tottenham attack into the box. Well out by Soucek, and they win yet another corner. We got some skillful quick players, but we look the opposite. I mean, we've been doing well for the first 35 minutes. They're just, they've got the momentum and they've got the belief. And we're struggling with both of those things.
It can't be far off a record, can it? 12 corners in the first half?
There has to be.
A lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously one every 4 minutes for all you mathematicians out there. Dean says 1-1 will be decent. Pull him off might cheer him up. Not sure what to make of that. Ref is a joke. They always are. Get Pac-Man off. Or the dead. Paqueta off. Alex, Paqueta off. It's dark. Lost his confidence. Doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't really shine against Ipswich. So, home game didn't quite do it. Away game, he's gone missing or made flicks. So Antonio brings it forward, gets tackled. Soucek passes the ball out to Paqueta. prove us wrong. Tries to flick it across. Kudus, too ambitious. Too ambitious. Goes.
1-0 at half time isn't a bad result. Like to go in if you'd have said that at the beginning of the game, would you have taken 1-0 half time?
Yep, why not? Especially if we've got Somerville on the bench. I think he's probably the best player of either team on the bench. Wan-Bissaka makes a beautiful, precise tackle in the box. Ogum says the commentator said Pac wants to make things simple. Yeah, I mean, he has to kindly do one at this point. He's no longer a big fish in a small pond, not the same player. I mean, it's been clear. I mean, starting him this game was on the balance. I don't see. Oh, Son's in the box, free left. And he does very badly and we clear it. And it's half time. I think. Is it half time? If it is, I need to click the clock. Let me double check. It's either half time or a foul to us. I don't know. The ref did something and cameras got close ups. Okay. Half time. Submit. Manual clock successfully configured. Okay. It is half time. It is 1-1. I'd have taken that at half time. Would you have taken that at half time?
Yes, I would have done. Yeah, I think it's going to be 1 goal nicks it. I think 1 goal nicks it. So we can keep in the game till 70th, 80th. Bring on Danny Ings, super sub, and smash one in, another winner. That'd be quite nice. I'll take that. But yeah, I'd definitely put Somerville on. I just like watching Somerville play. He's one of those players I love to watch. Paqueta's got to come off, especially now if he's on a yellow as well. Doesn't make any sense to keep him on. So I think that will help the manager's decision. Rodriguez has done okay. I wouldn't take Soucek off either. And I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me on that one, but I think he can nick a goal. And I think this is one of those games where it will just be a lofted ball in the box, corner, something that it will be a scrappy goal and we'll win it. So I'd keep Soucek on for that reason. Who would you take off? Would you keep Antonio on, Nick?
Yes, at this point, he's actually playing okay. He's made a couple of mistakes, but for right now, yeah. I mean, I think every single person. I haven't seen anyone disagree with getting Paqueta off. So Alvarez and Somerville. Like Brian says, defended well but conceding too many chances. Not quite sure that's possible, Brian, but we're defending okay when we sit back and they have to come at us. When they counter, it all seems, whether that's because of like Rodriguez's pace, Soucek's pace, Paqueta's not defending, so our midfield three are not coming back, and we desperately need more midfield support. Maybe defended well, you mean like the defenders. Thank God for Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, I mean Wan-Bissaka's done a lot of things well defensively. Emerson is having a good game defensively. Yeah, Kudus Bowen, they've been doing a lot of defensive work, like cleverly bringing it out. Obviously, they made the goal. Simon's just slopping possession. If we keep the ball, we can avoid quick counters. Yeah, like I just think they were just so inviting. They were just inviting us onto them because they're so open when we have the ball. It's not like we had to like work it particularly hard to get into their final third. Zach says Pac for Soler, put Kudus in the 10. Ogum agrees with that. Andy's already going for a Lope out. Bit unfair at this point. I mean, we're not doing that badly in the league at this point. It just feels like that. Ross says Kulusevski's son didn't track his man twice. Maybe. I mean, at the time they lost it, I wouldn't expect Kudus to track that particular point. Paqueta off, Alvarez on, says Chris. I would absolutely agree with that 100%. We could give Soler a try, I guess. I mean, it's like in the balance about who you change.
I'd swap him for Paqueta, Soler.
Anyone for Paqueta. Paqueta can come off. Anyone can come on at this point. Alvarez could come on. I think he should. Somerville could come on. And as Josh says there, get right at Porro. Anyone could come on for Paqueta at this point. Ings could come on for Paqueta, and you could move some of the other forward three players around in some way. And just anyone being just like unemotional and just rational, tactical footballing, looking at it, Paqueta is giving us nothing. at this point in time. So we either need to be more defensive because they're going to keep going at us in the same way, or we need to get Somerville on the pitch because he's just going to do everything better than Paqueta, and that rhymes. And when you make inadvertent rhymes, I always find that's true.
Yeah, I think some of it will give them something else to think about. So I'd take Antonio off, but Bowen up, put Somerville on, because I think he's a player that you have to watch. A bit like Johnson for them. He's a player you can't take your eye off because you do, and he'll just pop up with a goal. I think Somerville can be like that.
Yeah. West Irons says Ings. Chippy says losing it in midfield. Pac-Man has been a ghost. Probably a joke there somewhere, but I don't know quite what it is. Both TV pundits are ex-Spurs. I saw that. Basically, when I did look at TNT, all of the pundits were ex that team. Lee sums it up in 3 words. Paqueta is shite. Rodriguez is a peach. I don't know what that. Are you saying he has delightful buttocks? Spud Farmer, I think we played well. Are you a Tottenham fan or are you a potato farmer? I'm not trying to be funny or a play on word, but I guess a Tottenham fan wouldn't call themselves a spud, would they? So he might actually be a potato farmer. Spud Farmer, are you a potato farmer?
What do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? How we played, Nick? What would you score us?
7.5. I mean, we played well. There's nothing wrong with the full 45 minutes against a team who are particularly structured, drilled, trained, have been for almost 2 years, year and a half, whatever, with the right players to do the jobs that they want them to do. So, and they're in the Europa League, whatever, we're away from home. So, yeah, they've had a lot of possession. They've had a lot of corners. The problem is they've only had 2 shots on target and 1 went in because for all the things we did well, Paqueta gave the ball away in unnecessary, stupid way. And then he could have tracked back at that point, but he didn't. And then Rodriguez sat off Kulusevski. So it's like 2 terrible decisions. I know other people said Soucek was also wrong in that, but I just see it as mainly as the Paqueta mistake and then the Rodriguez sitting off him and letting him shoot. So it's just little small moments where those players can just get off the pitch. Antonio's been fine. Agree. Chris is killing it. Agree.
I don't think Andy agrees with your 7.5 out of 10.
Chris said Paqueta off. Agree. So is Steve and other Stevie. Why is he putting more pressure on him? Yeah, I don't know whether it's because he's the whole Brazil's number 10 and Lopetegui wants to be like good mates with him or something, but it's not like he's a player in our, it's not like he's captain. It's not like he's done so much for us. He deserves to just keep playing no matter what. So you take into account the context of what he's going through and then the fact that he's playing crap this game. He didn't really play well, even in a 4-1, which he scored. He didn't really play well. And the previous games to that, he was very, very... he was hit and miss. Energizing says we played like shit. Personally, I don't think that's true. Oscar says happened to be 1-1. 1-1 away from home at half-time against a non-Big Six, but let's say top 8 club. Antonio's max 70 minutes in him. That will be fine if he can. He's been all right. Just more precision needed. Yeah, I mean, Soucek could have done better there, but that feels more like a 50-50 situation. It's just that then Rodriguez was like, sit back, sit back, sit back. Oh, wait, he seems to be lining himself up for a shot. What a mystery. Didn't see that coming. It's not good enough.
He scored 2 goals, didn't he, Paqueta? Scored 2 in 7. I know the first one was against Villa, and then last game.
Yeah, one was a penalty, one was a tap-in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so lots of good goals.
Composure in the squad.
For Brazil's number 10. It's not exactly blowing it away.
Alvarez would help. I don't know if Lopetegui either was just really pissed off at Alvarez for the Liverpool game. But I think this, the Ipswich game, Lopetegui was correct. This game, he's not far off, but it's quite clear that an Alvarez, doing those jobs in that defensive position would be swell. Luke says 1-1 is half-time and better than most of the predictions. G-Walsh, can you not bring up more? He's surely got to move on now. Yeah, I think we are now at the point. Fair enough, referencing the past, comparing things okay, but it's done now, and also he's still out of work. So, I think the point has been proven. No one has snapped him up.
Jumped at him. I was looking at the stats for Paqueta. 67 appearances for West Ham. He's been on the losing side more times than he's been on the winning side. I'm not saying it's all Paqueta, but he's only been a part of a winning team, 24 games and 26 losses.
Yeah, Ethan says, where's Alvarez? He's on the bench. Strange factoid, I think Dean Ashton's son is called Ethan. Why do I know that? I don't know why that information is in my brain. Britton Focus should have buried the first chance. Then miss hits the goal. That's football.
True. I think he should have scored that first goal.
Too much pressure. Decent first half, but holding on too much. You have to feel for Paqueta. Maybe. I mean, you can have like empathy for any human being that's going through something difficult, but just make better footballing decisions at the same time. Joe Hammer's dad, 100% Bowen curls one in 90th min. Well, yeah, that would be lovely.
Looks like curls one out.
Rodriguez. Really good half. Rodriguez did okay in bits and then buggered up for the goal. Everyone can see Somerville. I don't think we're like looking around desperately for a saviour. I just think Somerville looks really, really good every time you see him on the ball.
Someone flashed up there, Nick, who said Kudus doesn't like tracking back. It's not really as a winger. Wingers don't so much. I think that's whoever's in the middle.
Yeah, he has one possession. He has one possession in defensive positions for us, and like the goal they had was off the stupid mistakes that we've talked about. Apart from that, they had a lot of possession, and they were, trying to play it round and round and round, but they haven't found gaps. So, because they haven't found gaps, that would tell you that, and especially on Kuda's side, is not where they found gaps. If anything, Wan-Bissaka's been doing well, but the gaps were still found by Son. He put a couple of terrible short, like cutbacks that could have actually amounted to something, but did not. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Is anyone close on their match bingo?
Anyone doing match bingo, let us know. I'd race through. Pac-Man, a big liability, Britain in focus. Andrew Paqueta is a liability. Devo, someone said Alvarez is too slow. His reading of the game gives him a yard. Pac-Man is chasing ghosts. Pac on yellow card too.
Yeah, double risk.
Grelch, I wouldn't take Antonio off. Yeah, I wouldn't yet. 15 minutes time, sure.
Has he had a good game? I don't know. I've really seen. He hasn't been in it much, has he?
Rubber fingers. Apart from Kudus and Bowen, what other players would make it in the Spurs squad? I would say Alvarez. I would say Somerville. And I would say Wan-Bissaka. And he says 7.5 out of 10. I mean, we're 1-1, and our goal came through stupidity, not like a bad setup or bad play. Grilch disagrees. Trying to get through so many comments, but there's so many. Roger Cook, 3 out of 10 week garbage. I don't think garbage. I think that's a bit of a reaction, Roger.
I'd say 5 out of 10. I think we've been
1-1 away against the top 8 side. Chris Martin, give us a song. If we win, I will sing the shit out of this microphone. So let's see. Let's see if that happens. Paqueta, too many costless mistakes, says even Chris. Paqueta's the problem. And only a matter of time before we concede, if we can play hot potato football. Yeah, I mean, I know it's obviously easy for us to sit here, but yes, we have to attack to get a goal, but I wouldn't. Still 1-1. I would say we need to focus on possession. If it's 1-1 and it's 85 minutes in, let's see. But
you also said we're not playing bad against a top 8 team. But what was your prediction for us to finish? It was like top 6, wasn't it, at the beginning of the season?
I was being stupidly optimistic, which this early in the season I can still hang on. I can still hang on to that optimism because a few results we could get seventh or eighth, and then if the manager starts to realise various things, if Somerville keeps getting more time and Paqueta either improves or gets less time, I mean, that's just like an easy way. Gulach says that's silly 6 out of 10.
Yeah, so 5 or 6. I'd go with that.
Yeah, Dio Crossman, Ariela's distribution abysmal. Yeah, I mean, he just needs to not try. Just stop. You're a goalkeeper. I mean, even outfield players can be told to play it simple. When you're a goalkeeper, just stop. Brad says, I'm slowly starting to see what Loppy wants from us. Yeah, I mean, I think the way we're playing this game, obviously, entirely different game. Oh, God, Paqueta's coming out. That's annoying. Entirely different game to the Ipswich game, but similarities in the way we're working up the wings. And because we're spread so wide, that is actually giving us place, like time and space and room to pass it round. As I need to focus on match clock because
no subs from West Ham by the look of it.
Yeah, I mean, keeping Paqueta on the pitch after that first half display when we need either better attacking or Alvarez on the pitch is a weird choice. I don't know what's behind that choice. And I haven't seen anything from Lopetegui so far that he's a type of manager that does like the halftime rollicking. So that's a bit weird. Anyway.
Nick, you may know the answer to this because I don't, but on our graphics on screen, we now have some numbers next to it, 6.6, 7.2. Where are these scores coming from?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, Opta? I mean, obviously they're being pulled through from Lineup Builder. So I don't know if Lineup Builder is a website, which is actually a much more like comprehensive website than I ever realized. I don't know whether that has its own stats or whether they take that from Opta. But yeah, that's quite interesting. I mean, they're giving Paqueta a 6.6, which is grossly over the top and unnecessary. As
higher than Bowen, so he's ranked. Bowen is the worst ranked player according to our graphics. So yeah, let's have your thoughts on that one to see if you think Bowen has been our worst player.
A little bit unfair with an assist. Anyway, comments. Yes, Paqueta needs to stop pissing around. Lopetegui can't be that stupid. Paqueta is more of a liability than us. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's behind that, unless it's just like being friends, and that's his style of management. I don't really.
Romero's shot there was ridiculous. Thankfully for us.
Dave makes a 20 quid topical comment. Tadebo's down injured. Paul says he's enjoyed watching us play. 6.8 out of 10. Very precise, Paul. I would have said 6.9. Yeah, I mean, we're playing 6.5 out of 10. That would reflect the 1-1. Oh. I didn't realize what's happening because I don't have commentary and I'm looking at screens and things at the same time, being very funny and commentating and doing comments. Maddison going off is good news. Is he?
Yeah, I think he went off for Sarr.
Oh, yeah, I saw Sarr come on. I didn't know who that was for.
Yeah. So that does look like the only change. Hopefully that's reflected in the score in our graphics.
Okay, let's see if they've been told anything at halftime. I mean, stunning ball by... who played that? Kilman out to Bowen? I was confused by the numbers, obviously the 26th and 24th. I thought it was Rodriguez at one point, but then it seems that it was Thingamajig. Kilman played a lovely ball. Bowen tried to attack, didn't come off. Paqueta tries to... Oh, we win a handball. So we have a free kick. Oh, I can stretch out this bloody microphone in awkward ways and tensing up with nerves. If they could just end the game now, it'd be 1-1. Take that. Take a point. Away points would be nice. Madison looks angry. Richarlison's on the bench. He
always looks angry.
Yeah, I mean, I used to dislike him a lot more, and now I try to just get over it, so I don't really care about Richarlison anymore.
He looks like someone's pissed on his chips every time you look at him.
I mean, he's one of the most diving players, maybe even the number one most diving player in the Premier League. Salah used to have that particular award, but Richarlison, throws himself to the ground. We're pressing. So when Tottenham do have the ball in defensive positions, we are pressing a lot, and that pressing has won us a throw-in. As Pedro Porro does that stupid thing of like holding his arms up and going, come on, teammates. Silly thing to do. So,
as I said, any change at half-time. The only change is Maddison for Sarr, nothing for West Ham.
I mean, if anyone was ever going to either be a manager and shout at halftime or particularly shout at Lucas Paqueta at some point in his life, that halftime was halftime to do it. About get your fucking act together. Oh, Bowen. Bowen tries to play an okay through ball, but the player he's playing it to is Thomas Soucek, who doesn't have the pace.
Or brains.
That through ball. The ball itself would have been fine if it was someone else running onto it.
To be fair, it was too far in front of him. He hasn't got that pace.
Well, yeah. So that's why Bowen could have not just played that ball. He wasn't being like hurried. He didn't have three men around him.
Usually he would cut inside.
Good tackle, possession one. Oh, that should... Oh, fuck off. Ref. Oh, I think the ref is just being a monumental dickhead. Because I think Bowen got like kung fu sliced midair, studs up. But I think the ref is trying to say he blew for a very, very slight foul on the Tottenham player before like a midair leg breaker. This ref is an absolute state of...
Alvarez is warming up on the sidelines.
Why doesn't that count? Why can you commit like actual bodily harm to someone else on the pitch if the ref has already blown his whistle? How does that work? It's like, yeah, I almost broke his leg, ref, but you'd already blown the whistle, so anything goes.
Doesn't count. Yeah.
Spurs attack. Evo gets in the way.
West Iron said Anthony Gordon has the diving award, but the GP follows up with Anthony Gordon looks like he's the kind of guy that goes to Nick's birthday party and eats all of the sandwiches. Which is... I'll let you digest that one, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I like the kind of suggestion that if, firstly, that I have birthday parties at this grand old age, I'm in, and that I would serve sandwiches at them. Just
it's another
go
corner
to my house for sandwiches and crisps, as in my mid-40s.
Or a crisp sandwich.
I'm not against crisp sandwich. I don't really eat crisp sandwiches these days. I try not to eat crisps, to be honest. If I'm going to eat crisps, because I don't have any self-control, so I don't eat crisps. And then when I do, I have the big sharing bag of kettle chips, sour cream, and I eat the entire bag in one go. Sometimes you get that. I think they're called Pipers or something. They do like a rosemary flavor. I will also eat the entire bag of that if I start. So I just don't start. Tottenham have the ball. A bit annoying because we were doing well. We just had this this moment of momentum, and then the ref decided to give them a very, very, very gentle, light free kick, and now they've had possession for the last minute since then. So I'm not like annoyed at the way we're playing. I'm just annoyed that has happened and just disrupted the flow. They shoot, fuck, they score. Bullshit, stupid fucking retards. Not enough paying attention. Because they were attacking in the same way. I mean, this does slightly cheer me up because it's playing words. Chris Martin, I like that, but just not a good goal to let in because their number 8, whatever his name is.
I mean, it's very central, wasn't it? It wasn't in a corner or anything.
I mean, we had 2 players deep at that point, and it was. Antonio had fallen asleep. Totally fallen asleep. At that point, centre forward or not, he was closest to that number 10. You might say that blaming Paqueta for that would just be like over the top and trying to make out everything's his fault, but he's in midfield and Bissouma is in midfield. So at the point they're attacking, it's complete sleepiness.
Deflection.
Completely just not realizing you're in a game of football and the other team are attacking. Antonio tries to claim a penalty, but that
It wasn't wasn't even a deflection. It's just a weak goal.
It was just Bissouma was standing there, and no one was taking the responsibility to not even like to pick him up, just to realise. And that was the goal. The Kudus attacks, shoots, but I was never going to go in. The goal against Brentford away in the first minute, when Paqueta was basically in the box, but just standing flat-footed. Somerville's going to come on and Alvarez is going to come on. So what we as a fan base said should happen 8 minutes ago, since then, Antonio and Paqueta were just completely, I don't even know what to call it, just unaware of the existence of a game of football unfolding in front of their eyes. And then they passed to Bissouma and they were like, oh yeah, that
Double
guy.
substitution. No, triple substitution.
That guy in the opposition midfield seems to be standing 20 yards from goal. This could get bad. Oh, fuck nuts. Oh, they've scored a shit goal.
The problem is,
an own
Nick,
goal.
we was all speaking about this. He's now making 3 substitutes. Why did he not make these at half time? We all see this coming. He's left this too late.
Yeah, and that goal was just luck situation. Son shoots. I mean, he's trying to claim it, but it was a crap shot. And it was something like bounce from Areola to Todibo, back bouncing and then dribbled over the line. So Paqueta, ball went out to Paqueta, who lost possession, fell over. Emerson had gone on walkabout. Son was free for a shot, and then Areola. I mean, the end result was just bad luck. The fact they had a free shot. I mean, when football fans say, I don't want to see X name player play for my club anymore, it always sounds reactionary. But I'm not really keen on seeing Paqueta play for West Ham anymore because
that was so poor.
He's just arsing around the football pitch. And as you said, it wasn't a mystery. He wasn't providing anything in the first half. So it's just really fucking frustrating to watch. Stupidity. Something's happening. I don't know what it is. Someone's getting a yellow card or something. Maybe Lopetegui's getting a yellow card. I don't really know. Someone is.
But again, a long ball up to Paqueta is never going to hold him up. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Paul should have seen it coming.
Yeah, agree, Paul.
Lucky Peterson, there's no chance we can keep playing Soucek and Paqueta together. I mean, at this point, Paqueta's not providing anything. He's not providing anything on the pitch. Getting what we deserve. I mean, what we deserve here is coming from the decision to start Paqueta and then keep him on. There's no midfield. Tottenham fans back now that they're winning disappeared. When they were losing. But,
he disappeared at 1-0, didn't he?
Yes, and now he's probably like messaging his friends that he's over on the West Ham fan chat.
You can only you do know you can only type a short sentence because he was masturbating with the other.
I mean, saying he would need 2 hands to find it. So, I mean, if we're going to be teenage about the situation, why not? This seems going to be so bad. It might not. If we can do not shit things from a managerial perspective. Paqueta again. Yep. Paqueta at fault again. Backman losing the ball. This is why you make halftime changes, E. Davis. Areola drop. I don't blame Areola for any of this personally.
No, I mean I'm not a fan of him, but I can't blame him for those goals. Maybe the second one, it was a bit weird because it wasn't in the corner.
1 goal back. If we get the next goal, I'll believe that we'll get the next goal after that. But we've got to get the next goal first. If we can just get the next goal, I still think we can get a point out of this. Paqueta off. Yep, we all said it.
Yeah, too late now then.
And the thing that we said was exactly how the second goal was scored and roughly how the third goal was scored. Third goal, you could say, well, anyone could lose a 50-50 half on the halfway line. Second goal, either Paqueta or Antonio. If Paqueta's not doing his job in midfield, Antonio was literally touching distance from Bissouma at that point and was just stood still, not paying attention. Did the subs get actually made after all that? I don't think they have been, have they?
I haven't seen it yet.
No, I don't think so.
Steve has said, no. Herpy has said, why does Areola keep hitting it long? We always lose the ball from it. Yeah, he doesn't seem to trust his defenders. Like Hillman's a really good passer with the ball. Todibo looks good on the ball, but we never seem to play it short. It's always, that's got to be a manager decision to hit it long all the time. But our midfield don't seem to hold it
and
up.
Also not to tell him not to. Oh, come on, Bowen. Bowen's doing good work there, but then tried to do a bit too much, and now they counter.
But that was to Antonio, who was just
one-on-one,
still.
Todibo. Oh, that's 4-1 Tottenham. That is 4-1 Tottenham. And surprise, surprise, Son actually scores against us.
Well, that's in my dream team, so every cloud.
Still believe if we can get the next goal, we can get a point out of this.
Make it look too easy.
I mean, a substitute at this point would be like really, really like a swell idea.
30 minutes more of watching this shit. Hooray! What better way to spend a Saturday afternoon?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes. I mean, that wasn't great defending from Todibo, but at this point,
too easy.
At this point, it doesn't really matter either way. I mean, I'm still. This game obviously hinged on no halftime subs, really. I mean, Postecoglou puts up his hands as if, okay, your team has scored the fourth. Feel free to celebrate. But I think we basically gifted this second half to them by stupidity. Being completely stupid and not making changes, and I don't really know what else he needs to do to bench Paqueta.
We can see 14 goals so far.
Oh, that could have been 5, but it hit the post. I think we've made a change. Amongst all of that, I think I just saw Soler's on.
Can't see him getting a hat trick, but could be the Lanzini thing all over again. You never know.
Yeah, Soler's on. Who went off? Alvarez is on. And Somerville. Oh, that's okay. So Soler, Somerville, Alvarez, and then off is Soucek, Antonio, Paqueta, which many people were calling for at halftime. It was not a mystery. So I'm not really like a Lopetegui critic, but it's hard to really defend him.
Yeah.
At that point. Ooh, Emerson Cross comes in. Fuck. Shot blocked. Claiming handball, but I'm not sure it's handball. I think it hit him in the stomach.
Paul has a comment that many of us would feel. Unfortunately, we're going to have a terrible Monday. I have to go into work. Put up with those fuckers gloating. I know. And they do, don't they?
Yeah, I do have one colleague who's a Tottenham fan, but I don't think he'll gloat. I mean, we attacked.
Penalty, was it?
That could have been 4-2 then. So look on the bright side. We've only got to score 3 goals. There's 30 minutes left. So why can't we get 1 goal every 10 minutes? As Bowen lines up a corner. I mean, that was very, very unlucky. That could have been a goal. Why not? We did 3-3. Why not do 4-4? We've got the right players on the pitch now. As Emerson makes a dog shit cross. Alvarez wins the ball. I mean, the ref to give that is nonsense. Just a slight physical shoulder touching player to player. And the ref blows up and says that's not allowed. Free kick.
Steve says it is surprising how similar this £150 million dollar squad, must be from the US, is to the similar crap we put out last year. Hard to argue with you, Steve, to be honest, mate. It's hard to argue on that one.
Paul says, what is handball these days? Must you catch it and throw it away? Smeet. I think it's fair to say Loppy has no clue what he's doing. Side facts. When will Lopetegui be sacked? Robert Barry, Loppy has to go. They scored 3 goals in the space. He was trying to make subs. Side facts says, again, Lopetegui isn't good enough. James, get this manager gone now.
Who, though? Who do you swap him?
Oh, crap. Something's happened to me. I don't know if I'm still on the stream.
No, not. I don't know if I am either. I don't know if we are still on the screen. I have no idea. Have you got the same, Nick?
I have no idea what is going on. Let me just check YouTube.
Yeah.
So not only are
That's what I think we've given up.
under the management of Lopetegui doing shit, our connection to YouTube is also just as shite.
Okay, so we've only got us as commentary, so people can still hear us, I think, but the screen has gone dead. Great.
What is going on? What is going on?
Well,
I presume Gio's watching at this point and he can come and save whatever it's called. I mean, people have often said that I have a face for radio. So it says application error. And Gio says, go off and load up. StreamYard. Okay. So many apologies for this just colossal day of horrible, wet shit that we are all living through at this point in time. We're losing 4-1 to Tottenham and the technology is not working. So bear with us. Don't go anywhere because we're in this shit show together. Maybe we'll be back in 5 minutes. Reload YouTube and see if there's another link.
I'm here. I'm small. Let me just. If you just bear with me 1 second. Right, I'm here. You've got me for now, I'm afraid. We were having some issues. Nick and Mark will hopefully be back in a second. Everything's just breaking today. Everything's just fucking shit, innit? Let me load up the game on my phone and watch it with you. Give me 1 second. The boys will be back in a second. I apologise for this. It's my fault. Oh, Jesus. Right, where are we? Sky Go. Let me load up the watch along, the game. This is fucking bollocks. This is absolutely bloody bollocks, isn't it? Not yet, Nick. If you give me 1 second, you're still in the green room. You're still in the green room, Nick. I'm just live on YouTube myself just now. Let me get this game up and running so I can take over a second. Right, where are we? Hopefully the game's broke as well. Probably not, but let's... All right. Right, everyone, if you just bear with me. Oh, I've broke it again. I've broke it this time. But then when I go into solo, it's... Right, Nick and Mark, if you two just head over to StreamYard, I'll sort all the buttons out, okay? Right. I've just ended the stream.